bloody good, Phil Hurton. Oh, Harry Prosser gets dropped! The excitement is building, the crowd is here.
Oh, why not? Hey.
And welcome to Webb Oval. Tommy Javor here for the second semi, or QF2. It is the Clash of the Titans. The clash we've waited for all year. It is Port District coming to Webb Oval to take on Glenunga. The question is, can they untangle the web that lays in front of them? Glenunga go for a lazy 21 wins in a row. You need to go back to the finals of 2022 before they tasted defeat, and that was by 4 points to PAC. There's a lot of exciting matchups on the card. The big one that everyone's talking about is Lycett versus West. Two genuine Team of the Year candidates. Scott Lycett, of course, former Port Power player, and Westy coming out of the Samford competition. These two guys giving their on-ballers first use is crucial. Another great matchup may be Gray versus Fay. Not just because it rhymes, but two ex-league footballers who will give their teams first use. But the question, I think, is probably the most important question. The question that Port District need to answer is who stops back-to-back Keith Sims medalists, Abe Davis. He's the man, he's the engine room for Glenunga. He gets them going at ground level, in the air and in the clinches. Abe Davis is the one to stop. If Port District can do that, they may just go straight through to our grand final at Cooper Stadium in 2 weeks' time. I'll be joined today by Adam Jeffries on the stream team. It's going to be a huge day. Of course, we're not here without all our wonderful sponsors. So a big thank you to Archie's, Dartfish, Programs to Fit, Classic Clashes, Filming Footy, and Make Sure Ratify. This is Tommy Javor, and I've said it before and I'll say it again. Division 1 football, where else would you want to be? The smack of the bodies, the sound of the flesh, the smell of the barbecue, the freshly cut glass. It's the Adelaide Footy League. Thanks to Filming Footy, this is the Adelaide Footy League. I'm joined by my fellow stream team commentator, Adam Joffa Jeffries. Welcome, Joff. It's great to have you here.
Yeah, pretty exciting, mate. Second week of the finals. This is where it starts to get exciting.
It sure does. Now, I am the Div 1 expert. I do the Div 1 report between the posts. But every Sunday morning at 10 a.m, I pour myself a big glass of Joffa juice and I drink from the nectar that is this brain, this knowledge. You are a man that knows more about Div 1. You're a great reader of the game. And what's your feel in this huge game today?
My feeling is, of course, everybody thinks Glenunga's going to win, don't they? What is it, Tommy, the stat? 21 in a row here at Webb Oval. So, yeah, they don't accidentally win out here, do they? They win because of the shape of the oval and their game style. But if there's one team that is capable of knocking them off, it is Port Districts. I still think Glenunga will get the chocolates, but there's one team capable. It's Port Districts. That's why we're going to have a belter today.
In the last week, I've been to two pretty different games. I went to a really, really awful game on Thursday night, but last Saturday, the stream team, Golden Grove and PNU, just if we can get something like that, how good was that game? Of course, PNU taking on Shock today. It's hard not to reflect on what a great game of Div 1 footy that was last week.
Yeah, it was a great game, exciting finish. I think to the people watching at home, don't worry about the AFL. Watch the local footy, Tommy. The commentating's better. The games are better. So yeah, stick away from the AFL and stay with us this afternoon.
Were you, quick question without notice, were you here when Glenunga last played Port District and it was a 4-point game? Were you on duty that day?
No, I did watch the stream back, and yeah, they came back late. Glenunga sort of controlled the game, but Port Districts are capable of kicking 5 quick goals, which is what they did. So look out for that today.
Yep. The midfield battle, generally where it's won and lost, and an oval like this where it's small and congested. Take us through your thoughts on the midfield battle itself.
Yeah, it's always a midfield battle, especially here at the small oval, isn't it, Tommy? There's just going to be a lot of ball ups. Glenunga will want that contested game style. They'll have a lot of numbers around the ball. So West v Lycett, that's a matchup, isn't it? You know, West isn't a big name, but he's one guy. He played really well against Lycett through the year, and he'll rest forward and take marks around the ground. So Lycett needs to take some marks around the ground himself as well.
Yeah, just a ton of mouth-watering matchups, and like I've obviously spoken to the coaches already, but we talked about how that would be almost like a team attack on Abe Davis, but they put a lot of planning to a lot of good footballers. I mean, just quickly for some of the other better players for Port District, obviously you've got Lycett, Gray, the Gaffneys, the Carters, Preston Collins. It's just a litany of stars, isn't it?
Yeah, Port District's top 6 players are outstanding. Glenunga certainly have a great spread. For mine as well, Port District's is about who's going to score the goals, isn't it? Yeah. And I think, you know, someone like a Sam Gray and Sharrod's the other guy that's probably been in really good form, getting under the radar now, Louis Sharrod. He's probably their best player 3 years ago, and now he can just slip under the radar and get his 40 touches and do what he does. Yes, there's great matchups all over the field. Yeah,
Louis Sharrod just ruled out a late out, so that's going to hurt them. And watch for Zach Smith to go to Batman. So that also could curtail his influence, mate. So the question on the tips of everyone's lips at Webb is they want to know from the experts, and let's just not forget, we tipped the grand final winner and who was playing in it last year. Who wins today and by how much, my friend?
Glenunga, 12 points for mine.
I did this last week, but I had this tip in my head already. I've gone Glenunga by 13. Would you be shocked if Port District found a way today, though?
No, won't be shocked. They're the only team capable of it. Let's see what happens.
This is very much what I think a grand final preview. I can't wait to get in there with my buddy and call what is going to be a superb game. So right now, earlier today, I caught up with both coaches. Let's have a listen to what they had to say. And here at beautiful Webb Oval for finals footy, and I've been joined by Coach Nathan Grima of the Glenunga Footy Club. Thanks for joining us, mate.
Nah, good to see you back here, Tommy, back at Webb Oval, and yeah, it should be a cracker, mate.
Beautifully done. If you win the flag, I'll be saying back home. I'll be claiming it. But, mate, let's keep it serious. Ins and outs for today, please. I know you've had the week off, but based on your last game.
Yeah, so from paying him a couple of weeks back, Ruller comes back in. He comes in, goes a half-back. So Gabe Lagana went back to the reserves. And then we had a couple of changes. Tommy Bilby got a minor calf injury. So Jack Matchett comes up and James Trigarka's come up, which is good for those lads. So it should be good.
Yes, it's always great to see young Jack Matchett. That booming 65-metre kick. Watch out for that today, everyone. But I guess you've had the week off, so it's a bit of a different build-up. How has the build-up been and the preparation?
Yeah, no, it was good. We've had some really good sessions. You know, we couldn't have trained or prepared, I don't think, any better. So we've got a good group in. We've trained hard. We've reviewed well, and we've previewed them well. For us, there's no real excuse today not to execute.
Of course, mate, it's the million-dollar question. If you knew the definite answer, you'd win. But where do you think perhaps the game will be won or lost today?
Always in the midfield. Local footy. If you get a edge at clearance, you'll win the game. I think when we played them there early in the year, we won about plus 15 or 16 general clearance, and then when they kept it to a goal here last time, they won that battle. So obviously with Lycett in there, you've got to plan a bit for him, and Sammy Gray's obviously really proactive around stoppage, but they've got a great mid-group. But mate, I'm backing our mid-group in as well. Westy's had a super year. Abe just won another medal, and Prids, Tully, Alex Harrenbach is out, been a captain before. That's a great group as well. So it should be a corker. Yeah, I just want to reference last time you were here, it was 4 points of difference. And one of the great highlights we showed on Between the Post and the Div 1 report was, I think you call him Tommy Calavasitis, running backwards with the flight. It was amazing. The big crash a huge crash into oncoming traffic. Is that what we can expect more of today? Yeah, as a player, you hope you don't get yourself in those positions much across your career, but I think everyone that's played has been in that position once or twice, and it's not nice being in that position, but you've got to commit to the contest and the ball. I know the game's changed a bit with sort of backing back and exposing yourself, but a 50-50 ball in the air, and one of the Gaffney boys come the other way, and we know that the club's built around those three boys down at Port. They're tough as nails, and that's, I think the game will have that today in spades. They come up from the wharf. They've got a bit of that edge about them. In this comp, it's probably as hard an edge as you can get, and I feel that we're up for the fight there as well.
Where else would you want to be at Webb Oval for the Adelaide Footy League QF2 winner going through the grand final? Nathan, best of luck today.
Thanks, Tommy.
Thanks for joining us, and good luck to both teams today. And thanks for joining us. I am joined by the Port District coach. Welcome, Josh Ramsey.
Thanks, Tommy. Thanks for having me.
Grima, always so giving you your time. Of course, I should introduce him as 2022 Div 1 Premiership coach and trying to get back there today. Of course, the first thing I need to ask you, mate, any changes, rearranges, ins and outs, please, sir?
Yeah, so we lost Broden Hawkins to an unusual one. He dislocated a toe last week early in the game, so he's big toe. So he's big
toe.
Big toe. he's missing this week or today, and then Louis Sharrod just didn't quite get to the line. We gave him every opportunity, but that's why you work so hard to these double chances. Those sort of calls you can make, knowing that you're either playing next week and a knockout in his right, or he gets an extra week. So those two go out, and we welcome back two of our guys that are in our leadership group, and Jason Niskus, who's a 21 premiership player, or 22 what it was, and Sammy McKay as well. So two really good ins, and disappointing to lose the two we did, but that's footy.
Couple of pretty handy soldiers coming in. Now, last week you went down to Sacred Heart, took on the Shockers, and you were actually 8 goals up at one point, ended up winning by 16 points. Pretty good lead in. How has the build-up been for this week's game?
Yeah, build-up's been good. I mean, when you we've had to continue to play, and that's one of the great things when you finish top, you sort of get that week off. So the build-up's been this week a bit quieter, making sure we've got our recovery in. We've got some sore boys, early in the week, but by the time sort of Thursday comes around, it was a really great session Thursday night. Skills were good, the enthusiasm was great, and we've been looking forward to getting down here and taking on Glenunga. It was a great result last week, but that was last week, and really looking forward to getting here and putting our best foot forward.
Last time you were here was a 4-point thriller, an absolute beauty. You've had 2 looks at them this year, mate. Where do you think the game we won or lost?
Oh, definitely around stoppage. I mean, Jordan's a great ruck, and Abe's obviously seriously good on baller. Their ability in tight is what's key. They love to sort of go long down line, where a lot of teams sort of in this competition like to chip and try and get through you. They're a bit different because they like to take your territory, so less possession, high territory. So we've probably got to make sure we're set up really well behind the footy. I thought they got us early last time in the first quarter. At one stage, I think it was 7 goals to 1, and finally we're able to get our hands on the footy, spread their defence, and find avenues to score. So we're making sure the balance is right. We've got players on the inside that can compete and get the ball going our way, and then making sure when we do have it, we're able to spread them. I suppose the width of the oval, it's not a really wide oval, but we've got to make sure we can spread their defence, because they're super sort of behind the footy as well.
One question without notice, which I'm not meant to do, but I need to ask. He's nowhere around. Who's going to Abe Davis?
Mitch will probably go there one-on-one a little bit. Sam Gray will go through him. We're sort of more like he's going to win his footy, so I haven't spent a lot of time sort of worrying about who goes there. We'll just try and compete with him in that inner circle. When he goes forward, the captain will go to him. But they've got some great players. Little Pridden that's come in for him. We've spent some time on him this week, so you'll see Jack Gaffney will go there. Wonky, whether he plays in front of the ball or behind the footy, we've sort of got some plans in place for him. So as great as Abe is, you probably got to cop that he's going to get his 25 or 30. What you've got to try and do is nullify and limit the what he's having more so in front of goal.
Yeah, no, beautifully said, mate. Thank you for being so sharing and giving, and on behalf of the stream team and Filming Footy, best of luck today to you and your team.
Thanks for having me.
Mate.
I love the work you do.
Thank you.
Get a quick and easy low-rate car loan from Police Credit Union today.
We've been housemates for, what, nearly 4 years?
Yep, basically since I started my uni degree and you got your apprenticeship.
Yeah, it's been really good. It's the little things, Like, one of us is always around to house it when the other goes on holiday. And one of us is always ready to help the other out of jam.
I don't know. Yeah, happen again. It's usually me. My HECS debt doesn't leave a lot of room for holidays or working transportation or food. But it's worth all the debt, right?
No.
But what about your debt?
Debt isn't a problem for me. I get paid to learn.
You belong in blue. Apply for a career with South Australia Police.
Webb Oval looking at treats. You are here with the Stream Team, the Dream Team, the Cream Team. Call us what you will. It's Tommy Javor and Adam Joffa-Jeffries bringing you the game of the year from Webb Oval. Welcome, Adam.
Yeah, thank you, Tommy. Exciting. Let's hope that sun stays out. It's glorious spring day. Yeah.
Did you say glorious or marvellous?
Absolutely marvellous.
Marvellous. Look, these two teams, I think we predicted them to make the grand final. They've been probably not the Sacred Heart were arguably the second best team of the year, but on paper, I'm not surprised to see these two teams here this time of year, and it's go time.
Sacred Heart got a bit of the Port Powers about them, Tommy. We don't know what's going to happen at the other venue. Great game happening at Sacred Heart today as well. But yeah, these are probably the two best lists, best teams on paper, aren't they? Which doesn't always translate during the regular season, does it, Tommy? But like I said in the pre-match, Port Districts for mine are the one team that are capable of coming here and winning.
Nathan Grima was the type of coach that would have taken the Thursday night game in another league where one team was atrocious and you're going, that can't happen to us. And let's have a look why it can't happen to them, because they're 17-1, the best Div 1 season I've seen in memory. Absolutely flying. Port District were 11.5 wins, but they took a long time to get going. When you look at the graphic later on, you'll see their last 4 or 5 weeks has been sublime.
Yeah, they just found form at the right time, but that's okay. They'll be happy, and they're in the same position as Glenunga now, aren't they? Winning, they're in the grand final. So with 6 less wins, so that's what finals does.
Yep.
You got to get the job done in September. But yeah, Port District's just found something. We were a bit unsure early in the season, weren't they? They had some close losses, home losses as well.
They took it until round 12 to win at home. It was insane.
When I was coaching in Division 1, Tommy, no one ever went out there and won. And then this year, everyone went out there and won. So that was strange, but they got going late. Yeah,
of course, it'd be remiss of me not to mention my old Bob Paynham beating Golden Grove. They'll take on Sacred Heart today. Yep. But look at that Glenunga form line. Now, I'm going to lead off straight away. They've had a week off. One loss in round 17 to St. Peter's. I'm not being disrespectful to St. Peter's, but they had 9 players either out, rested, or they had nothing to really gain in that away game. So the big trip 4 minutes down the road, they didn't take them. And I'm not saying St. Peter's don't deserve that win. They do. They won, but it's a near flawless season.
I don't think Coach Grima would be upset that they're 17-1. If they're 18-0 today, would they be feeling more pressure, Tommy?
Yes, they would.
Yeah, so I think when you're a coach, you can always, you win, you review things you're not doing well, but you can't really review things until you lose, Tommy, and sometimes you just need that.
Correct.
So I wouldn't be upset with that. 17-1 in Division 1 can't be underestimated. How tough that is, Tommy. To get 10, to go 10-8, 11-7 in Division 1 is a great season.
We talked about the Joffa Juice in the pre-match, and the Joffa Juice after that game. We speak every Sunday at 10. We both said the same thing. Yep. They'll win the flag now. That was the loss they probably needed to have. And not that I subscribe to that theory, but yeah, they'll learn from it. But they haven't won anything yet today.
No, so that's right. And like I said, so Port Districts, they're in the same position, aren't they, as the team sheet comes up?
Yep.
Pretty formidable and experienced lineup now, Tommy. They've played many finals together now, this group, since they've entered, when they've come from the Division 2 grand final season, third season in Division 1. Yep. There's some match-hardened players here now.
Yeah, they have. They've obviously, they had the 2 finals in 2022, 2 finals in 2023, falling at the final hurdle after winning the second semi on that day by 7 points, and this is their 5th one now. Almost at full strength, just Decky Fave missing. He's the only one. Now, you look at the quality of the list. The player that's come in, Jack Matchett, someone we were calling for to play, and watch Matchett will play fullback today. He'll take the kickouts, and he will launch it to, as Phil Ferdin calls it, the tea saucer.
We saw Matchett in the B grade last week, kicking goals from 50 into the breeze, Tommy, didn't we? It was quite phenomenal. I'm a fan of Matchett, and it shows Glenunga's strength as a list that a guy like him is on the fringes. So he's pretty happy if you coach Grima, you can call on troops like that when you've got a couple of injuries.
Yep. Looking at Port District now, as we mentioned, it's their last 5 in a row, including the final versus Sacred Hearts. The team that finished second, they've beaten them twice in 5 weeks. They beat Paynham, who are in the final 4. and no significant problems for Brighton and St. Peter's. Those two losses were Golden Grove, who were flying at that point, and Glenunga, they went down to by 4 points. But a really strong back 10 games, dropping 2 narrowly.
Pretty good form line, isn't it? Just the loss out at Harpers Field and a 4-point loss here at Glenunga, which they will be feeling okay about that coming into today's game as well. So, and we see the Port District's team line up, Tommy. We always talk about their top-end players, but again, across the group, many final series over the last 3 or 4 years. So they're not... And when you've got the premiership in your bank, bowed out in the elimination final last year, it looks to me, Tommy, like they've got a little bit of hunger back, this group.
Yep. So Niskelhus comes in for Sharrod, who's a laid out you would have heard from the coaches, but they bring in 2 2022 premiership players, ready-made replacements, ready to go.
Jason Niskus is a pretty handy in. He's a really solid player in Division 1, has been for a long time.
Former Magpies player, was at Rosewater. Got some interesting stats when he gets the ball today too. The boys give me some funny stuff on him. So
he'll love that too. As we see the Clash Guernsey coming out, which... I
thought it was Brighton.
Yeah.
I thought we'd done the premiership.
I like that. They've earned the right Glenunga to wear the home blue.
Now, would you call that a white, a cream, or white and off-white and ivory, or a beige?
I'd call that the ivory. And, good. It's a good-looking Guernsey, though, isn't it? It'll be much easier to call and much easier for the umpires. Sometimes the Guernseys do look a little bit similar,
as long as surely Glenunga aren't wearing the white. Surely.
I'm sure that they won't be. If they have, then somebody at League HQ needs to send a please explain.
League HQ, what a HQ that is. And, of course, they'll be listening. So big shout-out to John Kernahan and everyone, and the executive and everyone who makes up the Adelaide Footy League. It's a very proud time of year. And we were here in 2023, Adam Jeffries. You and I sat here round 16, and we made cloud shapes in the last quarter because the Rams won by 132 points. And that was where Port just really went off that boil and got eliminated by Tea Tree Gully in a game that their last month was horrendous last year, but they're a different team this year, as those results show.
Yeah, much different. Just over 12 months ago, Tommy, a 132-point loss out here at Glenunga. I'm sure Port Districts have just... sometimes you just forget, like a dodgy old girlfriend or something like that. I reckon Port Districts have just forgotten about that match. We saw Anzac Day. I called the game on Anzac Day in round 2, Tommy. And Glenunga were dominant. Port Districts couldn't win out at home. And then Port nearly returned the favour out here in round 12 with a late flurry of 4-point loss here as Tommy gathers himself.
I can't believe you said that. That was such a Tom Javor thing to say. Shout out to my ex-wife. Anyway, I've lost my train of thought. Big shout out to our former co-commentator as well. He's away. He's in Yosemite National Park. Hi, Phil Hurd. We know you're listening. We miss you, and I know that comment never would have come out if you were here. But
is he going to tune in today, Phil?
Well, yes, he said he would. But today I'm the leader of the commentary team, so there'll be a bit of 12th man, a lot of fun, and hopefully a cracking contest.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, the Port Districts again are the team that can come out here and cause the upset. Tommy.
Yeah. Now, we both tipped Glenunga. Both you went by 12 points, I went by 13 points. There's no collusion in that either. That was sort of what we said leading in. As the Glenunga boys see Port District warming up at the high school end. Now, the breeze, and Glenunga, common sense prevails. They come out in the blue, led by two-time Keith Sims medalist Abe
we should
Davis.
mention that too, shouldn't we, Tommy? The league medal count during the week, and thoroughly deserved.
Back-to-back.
Yeah,
the
and
question
I thought,
is...
did Abe play better this year than last year?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 30 votes as well. And the question is, can he go back-to-back in between the post Player of the Year awards?
I think he'd be half a chance, but I think there's been some really good players around. I reckon the competition's come up a notch below. And he's had to lift his game to probably win that award, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
Tommy, but yeah, I reckon he's a little bit fitter.
Yeah, definitely.
And he just seems mature, like he's an on-field coach, isn't he, Tommy? So he knows where to go. He puts himself in the right area of the ground to impact for his team. It's just not about his personal numbers.
No, he demands excellence out there.
Yeah, and he impacts the game when it's needed. If it's behind the ball at a centre bounce or if it's a goal they need, he provides it. Now, Tommy...
He does warm up like Charlie Dixon, though. I'll say that much.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't play like Charlie Dixon
today. Can we not talk about that anymore?
But let's talk about Abe Davis, can we, for a minute, Tommy?
Sure.
Why don't teams tag him? Is it just he's too good? Is it his size? Talk to me.
I'll tell you why. I've talked to him about it. And I asked him, why don't they tag you? And his answer was, and I say this with all due respect to everyone else, he can't be tagged. Because he's so good at ground level and so good in the air, so strong, it takes 3 different types of players to stop him. He is the complete package for a Div 1 player. He often takes the ruck work. He does the bullocking work. He releases players. So often the damage isn't always done by him, but he's the one in the chain. So it's very hard to find a matchup. I called for Harry Viney to go in because it's like for like body size, but wouldn't have the engine.
And with all due respect to Harry Viney, he's not in the same class, is he? So,
no. So it's a great question, and something I sort of talked to Josh Ramsey about. So they'll have a team. He said I think Mitch Gaffney will go to him, but Sam Gray will be with him at times when he goes forward. Sean Davidson. So they've got a team plan to curtail his influence.
Yeah. So when he does this serious damage, if I'm coaching against him, I would want to do something. I just don't think you can allow the best player in the competition to do what he wants because he's deemed untaggable. Because if he has a big day, his team will win. Where he impacts Tommy is when he can get behind the ball and take intercept marks. So you need to send someone down with him to make him accountable and get that ball to ground. And if he kicks 3 and 4 goals, then it's super damaging, isn't it? So it's not the work around the ball that would upset me as an opposition coach. It's the intercept marks behind the ball and hitting the goal sheet. So let's keep an eye on
He's got
what
so
they
many
do.
strings to his bow.
Yeah.
You don't want to talk about too much. It's a team game, but yeah. And they'll use him, and they'll use him well. And yeah, he's outstanding.
Who's going to kick the goals for Port Districts? And I think that's probably the biggest thing. I look on Glenunga's side, and they've got guys, 4 or 5 guys that can kick 4, 5 goals in a match.
Yep.
I'm not sure who's capable of that in the Port District. And we should talk about Heffernan not playing for mine is a big out. We haven't spoken about that a lot, Tommy, have we, as we go to the centre backs?
Back for the grand final day if they make it the long way. And then just quickly, I'll just jump in here, mate, because we're looking at the pictures here brought to us by Jimmy, the cameraman. Shout out to Elias on the roof and, of course, Gio in production. And the toss goes up. One of them called something, I think. And Abe Davis has won the toss. He'll kick to the Glenunga International High School end, which would probably be the southern end, I think. But to the right of screen for you viewers at home. So yeah,
and there is a slight breeze. I went out at 3/4 time, Tommy. It's
but
weird.
There's also
That's
a
up
slight,
the hill.
Yeah, slight slope going left.
So I don't think it'll do any damage. Teams will be scoring at either end. Glenunga don't care which way they go, do they, Tommy?
No,
really?
no.
They would have gone into the breeze. It wouldn't have even bothered them.
Once again, one of the important factors, I think, Adam Jeffries, and one that certainly was a factor last week, is goal kicking accuracy and scoreboard pressure.
Yep.
And I think the team that can do that early and just settle into the game will probably win.
How many finals, Tommy, just come down to 8 goals 10 to 10 goals 8? Seriously, we dissect finals to an inch of every contest and who coached well and who didn't. An accurate shot on goal, Tommy, is probably the most important stat in a final.
Tell me this, my friend. How many goals wins today? You know I love that one.
Yeah, we saw 7 goals to 6 here in this corresponding game last year. Prince Alfred were an attacking juggernaut or can only manage 6 goals in that game, Tommy. I think we're looking at 8, 9 goals will win this contest.
Yeah, I'll take 10, and I think you're spot on.
And can Port Districts find those goals? And it'll be interesting to see who goes to James Batty, who's been their leading goal scorer this year. And I think James Batty's had an outstanding season. He's been in the competition for a long time now. And the ability to kick 30, 40-plus goals in a season shouldn't be underestimated. For mine...
Zach Smith's going to him. I ran into Zach before the game.
So that's a good matchup. Zach Smith's a tough defender, so someone other than Batty needs to pop up and score some goals. I'm a Sam Gray in the forward line fan. It hasn't happened a lot this year, Tommy, but if Sam Gray can kick 3 goals, that will help a lot.
Yeah, they've got to do something to put Glenunga on the back foot.
Contrasting game styles as well, Tommy. Port will try and maintain possession, use the short kick, and Glenunga won't. They'll go long, they'll get numbers to contest and get the ball in deep. So it'll be interesting to see how the contrasting game styles look today. Yeah,
so I guess what we're looking at is can Port do something different and maybe just create some confusion, if you want your word of the day, if they can just get a little bit of bumfuzzle about Glenunga.
Yeah, they need a little bit of bumfuzzle. And if I'm the coach, is it a sneaky move forward? Can you try an ace forward? Can you try Joey Haynes forward? We've seen Louis Sharrod, who's not in the team today, play as a second tall forward at times as well. So
all these questions and much, much more to be answered. Just quickly, mate, if we'll just give the sponsors a quick shout out. Archie's Dartfish, programs to fit classic clashes, filming footy, make sure ratify. Of course, we'll be looking for the goal of the week, thanks to Born to Build, the mark of the week, thanks to Bianco, and of course the Farmers Elite Winery. How good is that? I had my mate bring over a bottle of wine last night. I said, this isn't Farmers Elite. Get that out of here, Stammer.
All the coaches are starting to talk about the Coach of the Year award as well, Tommy. So interesting move straight away. I thought Matt Rose would be in at the centre bounce, but he's coming off the wing, Tommy. So let's see what happens.
So Lyset versus West is the big one. So in the middle, we've got Tully Kennett, Charlie Pridham, Abe Davis, and West for Glenunga. On the other side, it's Lyset, Gray. Help me out with the other two.
You've got Gaffney in there
Cockatoo
as
Collins,
well.
is it maybe? As the big fellas fly, the first call. Westy gets the first clearance. Quick kick to half forward. Scrambly ball. Port District leading in the race of the ball. That's Harry Dwyer. But it's spilled over. Pass Snips. Gets it long. Looking for good contest there. Good clean pickup. Cleanliness is next to godliness, they say, and they'll come this way through the left-footed architect that is Cooper Gaffney. And Scotty Lysette looks lame, or like he's not moving well, I'm sorry. Abe Davis behind the ball, he'll get it. He'll just take the ground, go long, make it someone else's problem. It's at half forward for Glenunga. Linky Bennett leading into the race of the ball. Pile on, stacks on, and early watch. Have a look at Scott Lysette's running into picture now. He's not at 100%.
He's not in the 100-metre sprint final there, is he, Tommy? But he's a workhorse. He'll just get from contest to contest. He'll be happy it's a small oval here.
Free kick advantage. It's all Port District here. Ugly looking kick, but leading it's Batman. No. Zach Smith on his clacker. He chases. Good play. Tully Kennett releases. They get that quick kick. Good smother. How's the pressure early? I'll tell you what, quick feed. Batman looks for and finds his Port teammate in the yellow boots. I'll get this man's name. It's Tommy Carter. Of course, Tommy Carter was at North Adelaide, played some reserves footy this year, and they argue that the Glenunga 50 isn't a 50, so I'll throw to you, Adam Jeffries, and you can call our first shot of the goal for the day.
Down the hill, he'll back himself. I think it was Sam Gray diving across the boot. That's a great sign for Port Districts, isn't it, Tommy? As we see Carter come in.
Nope.
Off to the right. Might stay in play here for a second opportunity to mark. Bumbling around. We'll get a boundary throw in, Tommy Javor. But a good start. Great little play by Batty to set that up as well. So first inside 50 and a mark inside 50 for Port Districts.
Beautifully done, mate. And I can't forget this one. I'll be in big trouble. I'm here at work today, but I'll see the playground down there. It is my daughter's Indy's 7th birthday. Happy birthday, darling. I love you. Sorry, Daddy's got to work, but this is too good to miss. Westy in ruck wins the ball down at ground level. It's a mass congestion of players. Just spills out Davis with his second touch early. Gets 45 metres on it. Makes it someone else's problem. Here's Pridham. This way, that away. He's tackled. Is it Pridham?
Little high tackle.
Sure. Yeah, it's not Pridham, it's Tully Kennett. He told me to call him a nickname today, and I've forgotten it. Westy, good pressure again. Is that Gray?
Yes.
It is Gray. Quick little legs moving, 45 out in front. Looks good off the boot. Gray goes bang, pulled off to a flyer. It's Port District, one straight goal. Glenunga get to score 2.5, and it's in on the Sportal scoreboard. Thoughts and analysis, please, Adam Jeffries.
Yeah, let's not beat around the bush. That is magnificent play by Sam Gray. He caused the turnover, got there. West would love to have his time again, Tommy. Probably dropped the mark, but it was Sam Gray that forced the previous turnover as well. I've been critical of Sam, perhaps during the season, not
on here.
not gut running around the field like he used to, but he is up and about. If Sam Gray is pressuring the opposition with the turnover, that is a great sign for Port District. That is an early nomination for goal of the day, the turnover and the score. Well done to Sam Gray.
And as we said, everyone's suggesting Glenunga is still going to win a game of footy. This is going to be a good game today, Adam Jeffries. I'm excited. West versus Lysette, they bang into each other like bulls. Quick releasing kick there, Tully Kennett, but well done. Mr. Footy Sauce, as Phil calls him. Joey Haynes with a pair of boots matching his suntan. Goes long, good-looking ball. Good pressure there by Nick Egar, the best-looking man in Glenunga. And the ball spills at ground level. Wrapped up beautifully there by Matt Rose, former South Adelaide, I think he was captain, South Adelaide player. And Abe Davis and Scotty Lysette just introduce each other. So they'll have four-man ruck coming this way. Gaffney, how clever is he? Inside kick, quick kick. Zach Smith versus Batty. Bobbles around. Smith will be first to it. He's under pressure though. It's good pressure. It's a good tackle. Umpire says, I'll have it 30 metres around. And
just watch this unfold. Mitchell Gaffney is playing a semi-tag here at the moment. Watch 14 go to Abe Davis. He's going to try and make his life hard, Tommy.
Out the ruck, that should be holding the chutney, I think. And the umpire says, yes, you took it out. You did absolutely nothing with it. You can't do that, Sam McKay. Good tackle by Westy. Probably just a little bit of getting one back for the team after his drop mark from the first goal. Goes long down the line. Looking for Parsons, I reckon. Pretty much ground level. Good, quick, clean hands. Wiseman, his dad tells me. Abe Davis, kick number 3. Gaffney probably in best position. They come from everywhere. Timmy! He's up forward today. He's got no one down there, though. Has to wait. They'll tick lead him here. He'll look for McMahon with the long arms. He'll fly. Michael McMahon! Oh, I've called that from a fair way out. Pretty happy with myself.
That's a great mark by Michael McMahon.
He came from a long way back.
Yeah, and a lot of the times this year, he takes marks on the lead, and he's a good ground level player, but he launched at that ball, didn't he, which is great to see. He's missed some footy with some injury this year. Would have been a smoky to win the goal kicking if he didn't miss those 4 or 5 games. Kicked the bag of 7 early. Pretty handy player to have in your forward line, Tommy Javor. That's a great start for him. Great attack on the ball.
Don't want to jinx him. I'm right behind him. Here's a very nice set shot for goal from 40. Puts it pretty near the right post, but that'll do. Scores a level. That's the Settler Glenunga leader on the Sportal scoreboard. It's all squared away. 5 minutes in at Webb Oval. As we just see a little bit of a hello with, I got his name. He told us to get the name right. Ruller is his name. Ruller Kelly Mansell, just saying hello to Sam Gray. Of course, Ruller, former Bays player.
So that's classic Glenunga game style, isn't it, Tommy? Free kick in the back pocket, long, strong contest, win that contest, long, strong inside 50. Michael McMahon takes a really good mark. Really impressed with his attack on the football there, and a great set shot for his team. A good settler, Tommy. When you've had a week off, it's always good to get an early nerve settler. As we see the centre bounce, Port Districts will get the centre clearance on this occasion.
Yeah. Jack Gaffney, and he goes short to his brother Coop. Coop gets a look. That's his third kick. He's been good early. Leading in the race is Link Bennett, and he's tackled immediately by Matt Rose. And I reckon if I was playing out there, mate, I wouldn't get a touch. The pressure is tight. It's tense. It's tough, and there's no quarter asked, none being given. Lysette punches the ball forward. Quick tackle there. Going forward was Niskahus. Advantage played. Long kick there by Michael Gaffney. These Gaffneys are everywhere at the moment. Zach Smith controlling the ball. Batman staying in the contest. Umpire swarms but says nothing, doing ball up 40 metres out from the Port District goal.
As we see Mitchell Gaffney come off for a breather, it'll be interesting to see what they do with Abe Davis here. Mitchell Gaffney certainly running to Davis, trying to make his life hard, but Davis gets the clearance with Gaffney on the bench. Long kick to the wing. See Parsons take the defensive approach, coming over for the spoil as a forward. And we'll get a boundary throw in right in front of the commentary box. Tommy Javor.
I'll tell you what, I've done my homework here, mate. Is there enough pages of notes? My God, they're everywhere. I'm just trying to get as organised as I can here to give you the best possible call, because I reckon this one's going to uncork at some point today. West versus Lysette. Lysette again gets the tap. Doing well. It is Hunter Carter that's actually paired off with Davis at the moment, and I'm not sure if it's going to be a changing role, but no, he goes to him again. Again, there's just no matchup for him.
Just trying to make his life hard, which you got to do. I think it's good strategy by Coach Ramsey.
Yep. Oh! Tackle there, strong tackle by Kenny Carpentier, former West Adelaide player, on Alex Harron, former Sturt player. There's some talent out there, I'll give you that much. Ball bobbles around, they come forward to the ball here. Is it Carpentier is it on the left, goes towards the pocket, match it in best position, they come in, crunch. Sam Gray, position A, Sam Gray, goal number 2. And I'll tell you what, he's having a field day and he's letting the Glenunga boys know about it early.
Yeah, that's fantastic play. What Glenunga will be disappointed, Tommy, with Port Districts out the front of the stoppage, facing forward. And they got a big contest down in the forward pocket. That was Sam Gray on the deck. 2 goals. I called pre-match for him to be a goal scorer today, because I think that's where he can really damage. And he stayed on the ground. And that's just AFL class, isn't it? One step. Snap, goal.
At the moment, Kelly Mantle, who's come back in the team, didn't play in round 18, had the week off, so he's had a break from footy. He's just... you got to call it. We're not meant to say anything negative, but he's a step behind Sam Gray. You can't give Sam Gray a step.
Can't give him a step. 5 inside 50s to 2, Tommy. So great start for Port Districts, and they'll get another centre clearance here. Free kick to Lysa in the ruck.
He reminds me, he reminds me of the old village people, the bicycle cop, Scott Lysette with that mo, and good football although. Goes along, well, beautifully played there, leading to Sam McKay. They give off, but in front is Zach Smith. Falcons himself somehow and tackled. Oh, the pressure at Port District at the moment. It's irrepressible. Batman follows up with a tackle, grinds him in the ground. There's just a bit of afters as well. There's some heat in the kitchen at Webb Oval.
Yeah, it means a lot. Both these teams don't want to play next week, do they, Tommy? You want to win today and get straight into the grand final. Great start for Port District, 6 centuries to 2.
Yep. Yeah, we're going to have a ball in. Oh, look, the best thing you could do, win this week. Next weekend, get on the Farmers League or the Hahn no carb beer.
Probably the players to be on the no carb.
No carb, less than 1 carb in a beer. That's crazy. What a product that is, that sponsor's product. And the ball bobbles around and just even though it's tight and scrappy, it's probably just a measure for Glenunga to take a breath, because it's fair to say I think Port have started a lot better.
Yeah, they certainly have. They've had all the territory. They've had the clearances. We see Abe Davis in the ruck, which we saw a lot of in round 2, Tommy. He rucked probably almost over half of that match, and Jordan West spent time forward. So I'm interested to see how that plays out as well. Hard to tag the ruckman, isn't it? So that might be a move to break the tag as well.
Yep. This way, that away is at Carpenter. Inside out left foot, won't quite get there. Rudder Kelly. Oh! kicked out of the air by, it was actually Nick Eager, very clear. He's not just good looking, he's clever. If in doubt, get it out, and he conceded the point, that's fine. Here's Matchett, goes along, goes bang to the wing area. Port District in best position, though. Quick hands, Joey Haynes. Quicker than a hiccup, that man. And we're going to have a ball up. Yeah, and there's just not time and space. We talk about the spider's web of Glenunga and how they strangulate you and they just constrict you, but at the moment it's Port District who are the ones doing the strangling.
Yeah, they've started really, really well, Tommy.
Bo Schwartz needs to get into the game. Quick handball. Alex Harron gets on his left foot. Scrubby looking kick, but in front was Sam Parsons. Does well. So it was Harry Prosser. And quick kick again. Beautifully done. And that's Sam Parsons. It was Harry Prosser in the first contest. Big shout out to his mum, Ruth. She'll be watching from wherever she is today. And your son did quite well there to keep the ball in front, get the ball going Glenunga's way, and Sam Parsons will line up 35 metres out, pretty much directly in front.
He's had a pretty good season, Parsons, hasn't he, Tom? He's played a little bit at centre-half backs, played a bit at full forwards, kicked a couple of bags along the way.
Yep.
Whilst they're under the pump, Glenunga, this is a good sign. If he kicks this, only 3 entries, but 2 goals, just to settle the nerves.
Yep.
Don't want to give the commentators curse, though, do we? But 30 out directly in front.
That'll do.
Straight through.
Yeah, beautiful kick there, Sam Parsons. That's Glenunga's second, and there's 1 point the difference on the Sportal scoreboard. I hope you're enjoying it at home. Here from Web Oval for the Adelaide Footy League, filming footy and dartfish. And a big shout out, I'm not sure, I know you're not as big a wrestling fan as I was, but back in the day they always had the Spanish announce table, and Hugo Savanovic used to sit on it. Well, we've got our very own Hugo here on our announce table. Well done to Hugo Winter, the young star, doing the editing, the shaping, all these different pictures you see, making us look very good. But and here's Grima Cam. We love our Grima Cam.
Yeah, he'd be happy, like I said, with their efficiency so far, Tommy.
Again, up and down before acceptance is West, but Lysette with the tap. Lysette really winning the palm work here, but using his fist all the time. Ball bobbles around from a big contest right in front of that scoreboard. Taken to ground and tackled there was Jacques Gaffney. I should just start calling him by their surname. I'm half a chance to get him right. There's that many Gaffneys and Carters, and it's a real family affair at this club, which is great.
So, Tommy, we called 7 or 8 goals might win. 2 goals each early on in the game.
I said 10. I said 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll stick with that. No. But we are almost 13 minutes in. It's all happening very quickly. I was having a look structurally now. Port District are playing one behind the ball, so Sam Parsons is forced to split them down there. If you get it in quickly enough with enough efficiency, it won't matter. And this time, quick kick, going this way, that away. Tully Kennett, long down the line. Parsons does come up to that contest, makes the contest. It's a big back. Pridham with the fast feet, gets bustled out from the ball, though. Good contest. He got lower than his opponent, Alex Harron, and got one in the old Schnozzle warehouse just about, and he's still saying, come on, mate. He's kicked me damn head off.
Yeah, I think
nothing doing with the umpire.
Maybe one miss there by the umpire, but that's okay. They're allowed to have nerves early in the game, Tommy.
They do a great job. They do a great job.
Better than the umpires out in the Adelaide Plains League, aren't they, Tommy?
My daughter's better than them. Anyway, let's stay focused. Adelaide Footy League, the place to be, the place to watch. The filming footy team. Quick kick again down there. There's Parsons with a one-hander. Will he release? They've got players streaming towards goal. He does release. Quick give. He has a flying shot. It's the tip. Brett Bowie Schwartz. 1 minus score, and it's a close game. Scores are level.
I'm surprised Parsons gave the handball. Normally they'd go back and hit a tick lead there, Tommy, or kick the ball in long. They don't like to have that handball from a mark or a free kick just to maintain possession. But Schwartz running by. Normally would kick that too, wouldn't he? So
yes, but was running away from the angle of the goals. Now, Mr. Footy Sauce, Joey Haynes, is normally a beautiful kick. No exception. Right to the guts of the wing here. Harron and his opponent are absolutely having a ball with each other there. That's all I can say. You're on, mate, because I've got no line of vision. But Harrison Hawkins got the kick. Might just go off the screen, actually. There's one of them right in front of me. And that was Niskahus with a quick kick. Ball spilled. Glenunga should clear. Harron extracting handball, but doesn't quite find clearance. Tragarkis of the James variety. He's come up from the Bs, former Sturt Junior. Huge contest there. Again, well done. Good play there by Matty Rose holding his ground. And Linky Bennett, one of those players that's come all the way from Div 7 up to Div 1. So, everyone wants to poke money at these two clubs, spend money. They've developed plenty of homegrown juniors, both of them. Credit to both clubs. Nick Wunke takes a running ruck. That might be a good move. Sam Gray, he's kind of everywhere, but that quick Tragarkis perhaps misses what he should have taken. Harrison Hawkins, they look dangerous. Preston Cockatoo Collins, ugly looking left foot kick though. And Jack Matchett will clear and he'll probably go along. Have you got any stats for us there,
Yeah,
G-Man?
eight inside 50s to 4, Tommy. So Port Districts have got all the running at the moment. Glenunga have been efficient going inside 50 thus far, which isn't always their way. So.
Yep. Desira with his first touch finds Wisman. Wisman with a beautiful long kick. Gets it in front of Temmie. Temmie's clever. This way, that way. Right foot round the corner. Make it someone else's ball, but look like Port District in best position. And that's Bo Schwartz now. Bo seemed to have a knee problem because as soon as he got possession, his knees just seemed to... He does get low when he takes possession. Oh, I love him. I love him. He's one of my favourite footballers to watch. But
I call it clever play, Tommy. The umpire has to pay that. That's just experience.
Do you know what? Just because I like him and I'm friends with him, it doesn't mean I'm not going to use the term that I use when I say other people do it. I call it shortening.
Shortening.
Make you, yep.
Umpire
If you're a Seinfeld fan, it's the reverse of heightening, my wife pointed out to me, which the little person did. But anyway, either way, he's got a shot from goal. That's the most important bit. 40 metres out from the Will Civic pocket.
Just missed on the run, didn't he? So the set shot, let's see what he delivers. Same spot.
Looks better. Looks better. It looks real good. Doesn't have to be your day. It could be your moment. And I'll tell you, one man that knows how to make moments is Bo the Tip Rat Schwartz. His first and Glenunga's third. And for the first time today, Glenunga have the lead by 6 points at Webb Oval. Adam Jeffries.
This is efficient for Glenunga. We see them have high inside 50 call numbers sometimes, Tommy, and not put the big scores. 5 inside 50s, 3 goals, 1. 2 marks inside 50 so far for Glenunga, which is great for their nerves. Like I said, Port Districts have got the ascendancy early, but they've only taken the 1 mark inside 50, which Glenunga will make sure that they don't get too many, and they've hit the scoreboard when they've gone in. So deserve their lead now, Glenunga.
Wonky and Sam McKay, the second rucks are in now. Again, centre clearance won by Port District. They're probably controlling that area, and they look dangerous. They'll go inside 50 again, long towards the playground pocket. Good spoil there by... They're a long, long way from us. And what? Get on the binoculars. Might have been Zachy Smith.
Port District's had the last 4 centre clearances, Tommy, after Glenunga got the first 2. So getting plenty of practice in there.
May have been Thomas Galavasidis, and not just because I want to say that name. Well taken out the ruck there. Might have been McKay. Quick hands, clever. Inside, unselfish kick, and match it. Shades of a second slipper there.
Third bite in the gully there. He started well, match it at fullback, actually, hasn't he? He's made his name in the A grade as a forward, but looking at home at fullback.
Feels like he's 30, but he's actually only 18 years old. He's been playing a lot of senior football for a long time. Quick kick there by Joey Haynes, up and under. Someone else's problem. Abe Davis stands under it, nearly takes the mark. At ground level, though, and they feed out. Receiving wide, it's a Gaffney, I reckon. He goes long. Danger area, they compete, and again, if in doubt, get it out. Well done. A good play there. That time it was Jacques Michet. And he'll take a quick kick in and go straight down the guts. He'll look for Ruth Prosser. And they fly. Good, strong hands there. Dumped the ball though, eventually Temmie. Good pressure. Good play there by Modestach. But, unfortunately, the umpire, I'm not sure what the decision there, but it's come up Tiprat with his second free kick. Goes along. Parsons is the man. Good defensive pressure, though. Off play. Wisman takes the crumbs. Got a B-grade bounce, though, there, that A-grade player. And he's just absolutely given some feedback to the Port District locals in the pocket there.
Saying, I'll kick that next time. Don't worry. I think that's what he said.
Yeah. Cooper Gaffney just on the bench waiting to come back in. They come out to Carpenter, though. Bit too much space for a player that clever.
Be disappointed with the zone set up there, Glenunga, won't they, Tommy? That was a little bit easy on the long kick out.
And they've hit the inboard kick. That's dangerous. McKay, and the overlap's on. It is all Gaffney of the Jack variety. Awkward looking kick, though. I'll tell you what, obviously the talented footballers, but his brother would have nailed that. Absolutely.
If they listen back during the week, they'll love that. That was a wasted opportunity for Port. You don't see Glenunga get cut open like that, do you, on the Webb Oval, do you, Tommy?
No. There's plenty of space. They came in. They don't give up that 45, Glenunga, but they certainly did then. Long down. Parsons, he's been the go-to down the line. Competing very hard and winning a free kick. It is indeed Sam Parsons.
Yeah, he started well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Long ball inside 50, just inside 50. We get the big spoil from the back. Port Districts look like they'll be able to clean up. Great tackle. No, what have we got? A high tackle. Just edged over the shoulder. And they'll take the inside 45 kick again, Tommy Javor.
Yes, to Jack Gaffney. Looks for and finds his teammate from whence it came. He's pushed as he kicked, and he's probably come up a bit ginger. Carpenter, he's got players out. Look at that laser. Nice mark there. Good play by Harry Hawkins. He was on commentary one day. joined us for a quarter. Nice young man from the Hawkins family, of course. Goes long in front. Westy gets there to put some pressure on, and when that big man comes, you know there's plenty of pressure, but it's a free kick, Glenunga.
Did well there, West, because Lycett would have marked that ball without the third man and matched it again. Started well at full back.
Yep, Sean Davidson's come off for a rest, and on comes Cooper Gaffney for McKay. And Gaffney will go straight behind the ball. Abe Davis looks like he might have gone up forward. They could release here, can they? They can. Wiseman will just go round the corner. Might be a 2-on-1. It's just Temmie. Needs to be clever. Gives the handball. Just misses. Prosser. Pridham. Oh, bang! Good God, he's dead.
Is that Doug Gregg with the tackle there?
No, he's fine, by the way.
Or was that Preston Cockatoo Collins that laid the tackle? That was a magnificent tackle. All fair.
Yeah. And how's Pridham? Bounces up like a rubber ball. It must have been well coached as a 13-year-old.
He probably just enjoyed that, Pridham, didn't he? He's a strange unit.
Yeah.
And we got a high tackle in there. No, didn't pay. Thought Alex Harron may have got one over the shoulder.
I don't think they'll give you two of them in front of goal, but you never know. Anyway, tell you what, a game on our hands. Just makes me glad I retired. Not that I ever could play at this level. It's some good footy. And I tell you what, let's just have a look behind the ball as well. So they're all paired off, and it is Zach Smith on Batman. Looks like the other defender is Jack Scott. We haven't seen much of Jack Scott. We haven't seen much of his opponent either. That's the key thing when you're a defender. As Jack Scott famously likes to say, there was no check at a lag, one of his favourite sayings for some reason. And just waiting to come on for Glenunga is Oliver Chessman, or is it Cheeseman?
Cheeseman.
There's the Cheeseman. Good tap there by Parsons, puts it in front, but well read by Port District. Is that Gray again? Probably well, he is best man on the ground because he kicked 2 goals. They'll push it right in front of me. That's a tough watch down there. It's gone right in that blind pocket for us. But
good crowd of Port District supporters down in that pocket. We can't really see them where we're sitting, Tommy, but on the camera
they give
shot.
good feedback
yeah,
too.
Good feedback.
Actually, there's a really good crowd all the way around. Yeah,
the
I'd say there'd be, I've seen Sandford games with less people than this, so it is a good crowd all the way around. Great atmosphere. Gray drops it. Gray follows up with a big swinging arm tackle though on Parsons. We're going to have a ball up, and they're in there like rabid dogs, aren't they?
Seeing a lot of repeat ball-ups now, Tommy, which means the game's just tightening up a bit, which is more of a Glenunga style, isn't it? So they've just worked their way into the contest nicely now. They've got a 7-point lead. The Port Districts have had 3 more inside 50s.
Yep. It's interesting now, Hunter Carter, who has obviously gone for a rest down forward, and he's not following Davis. Yep, we're going to have a ball up 55 metres around from the Glenunga goal, and well, this game's everything we thought it might be and more, 23-minute mark.
We've got a free kick paid off the ball here,
and that
Tommy.
one's against Gray. Now, there has been plenty happening between Gray and Parsons. I did call that just a minute ago. He goes long, direct. Oh, they could have taken a chest mark there, Davis. Could have been manhandled. It'll be all Port, though. They'll come out high up and under 50-metre high bomb there by Deinhoff. And going back where Angels fear to tread. Who is that? That is bloody brilliant. Is that Nick Egar? Dr. Sexy goes long. Abe Davis comes with authority, but doesn't quite get there. And again, Port standing up strong in defence at the moment. Is that the tip rat? It is. Goes this way, that way. Quick hands. Looks for Davis. Ball at ground level. Snapping around his body. It's McMahon. Come at the man. Come at the moment. He just grabbed it. People weren't being clean. He said, I'll show you cleanliness. I'll kick my second for the quarter. And Glenunga's fourth. And they've just got a bit of breathing space now after Port started so well.
Yeah, it just looks like a Glenunga game for the last 5 or 10 minutes, doesn't it, Tommy? You see those repeat ball-ups inside the 450. We've got to give Nick Egar credit. That was a fantastic mark. You don't know what's coming there, do you? He did not take his eyes off the ball. He gets his team a repeat inside 50, Tommy, and Michael McMahon, who's just as good at ground level as in the air for mine as a full forward, kicks his second goal with a great snap almost over his shoulder.
Yep.
Pretty good start for Glenunga. The Port Districts had all the running in the first 10 or 15, but this is their style of game now.
Lycett back into the ruck, and no coincidence he's been out of the ruck and they haven't been pushing the ball forward. That Glenunga have gained control. Prosser at ground level, goes for a pickup. Looks like he might have had an arm held by Deinhoff, but they get the clearance, and they look dangerous when they do this. Long, quick ball, gets over the back here. They turn Batman, good speed. Him and Zach Smith in a really good battle here. Ball at ground level. Looked like he might have got one higher, the Port District player. Now they call for ball. And the umpire says I'll have it 40 metres around as Davidson comes back on. Making way is Monty Statch. Waiting to come back on is Harry Dwyer. Quick tackle. Round and round we go. We'll have a ball up again right in front of the playground area. 4-2 plays 2-2.
Big couple of minutes now for Port Districts, Tommy. They've started well, but they can't afford to let this ball out and go coast to coast again. They need to lock it in for a couple of minutes. As we see a lot of numbers around the ball. Quick kick inside 50 in a dangerous position. Great follow-up tackle, I think that was from Gaffney. But Glenunga with numbers have cleared the ball.
Good hands by Weston again. Pridham, position A, front and centre where you want him. And well pointed there. That's Sean Davison, the captain, on Abe Davis. And Abe Davis himself, he's got a limp on. So that's big news. We'll keep an eye on that. Abe Davis, watch. Sam Gray has been fantastic this quarter. In and out, in everything, agitating. And the umpire says, hang on. Right, it's a free kick to Glenunga, is it? Or is it? Yep, it's a turnover. So I'm not sure what happened downfield, but, you know, without being the worst commentator in the world, it was something.
Yeah.
So it's a turnover.
I think we're all, even the players are confused as to what happened there, but Glenunga will take it and they clear the ball back to half forward.
Well done, Jesse Tammy. He was out positioned there by Hainsey, but he just got a hand in. Made a contest of it. We'll come down the line. It's a quick kick. And they'll send it back from whence it came. High up and under. That might have been Carlavasitis. Tommy K, as they call him. Might be easier. Beautiful measured, beautiful looking kick, but again, chopping in, and they just chop in. They go where people fear to tread. Glenunga, they're so disciplined, they're so tough, they're so strong, and they've got it going forward. Is this Bennett? But good tackle. Port player made a real beeline for the ball and got it. Very good play there. Might have been Davidson, is it? Yeah, it is the captain. It's what you'd expect from your captain. Real Mick Maxwell trying to stop.
Good umpiring there too. Would have intended for a high or a holding the ball it up. Now Glenunga have it in a dangerous position with Abe Davis in the ruck. Great hit down. Was it Harron with a quick snap that was smothered? Dangerous in the ruck, Abe Davis, in those forward pocket situations.
And Lyset actually looks like he's moving better as we've hit quarter time. It's Glenunga 4-2, Port District 2. That's a 12-point lead to the Rams. And after Port kicked 2 of the first 3 goals, it was a very tight, tough affair. But let's have a quick look at the goal scorers before we go to our break. At McMahon with 2, Bo Schwartz with 1, Parsons with 1, while Sam Gray with 2 for Port. We're back after these sponsorship messages.
Get a quick and easy low-rate car loan from Police Credit Union today.
We've been housemates for, what, nearly 4 years?
Yep. Basically, since I started my uni degree and you got your apprenticeship.
Yeah, it's been really good. Like, it's the little things, you know? Like, one of us is always around to house it when the other goes on holiday. And one of us is always ready to help the other out of jam.
I don't know. Yeah, happen again. It's usually me. My HECS debt doesn't leave a lot of room for holidays or working transportation or food. But it's worth all the debt, right?
No.
But what about your debt?
Debt isn't a problem for me. I get paid to learn.
You belong in blue. Apply for a career with South Australia Police.
And here at beautiful Web Oval for Division 1 Adelaide Footy League. Of course, when you look at the sport or scoreboard, you'll see it's Glenunga by 12 points. And for all your filming footy stats, Adam Jeffries, what have you got for us, please, sir?
Yeah, I was impressed with Glenunga's efficiency there. So it was 12 inside 50s to 10 in favour of Port Districts, and a lot of them came early, didn't they, Tommy? So Port Districts had the running, but what Glenunga did is they were efficient inside 50. They looked dangerous inside 50, and this is one of Port District's only Achilles heel for mine. They didn't look dangerous going inside 50. Just the one mark inside the forward 50. They don't look like marking the high ball. James Batty's been quelled by Zach Smith thus far, who's their leading goal kicker, and Sam Gray as a midfielder bopping up with 2 goals. So what Port Districts need is one of their forwards to bob up and take a half chance. But yeah, Glenunga will be pretty happy with that, Tommy. Sometimes after a week off, you don't know what you're going to get, and you just want to be close at quarter time. They take the lead, and they've settled into the game at about the 20-minute mark. And we're seeing a good battle in the Jordan West and Lysette really nullifying each other.
Yeah, I think Lysette probably on top.
Yeah, and for mine, it's just a game of who's looking dangerous inside 50. There's so many numbers around the ball, and we speak about the midfield battle. Tommy, for mine in these games, it can be who's that little half forward away from the stoppage that can set some goals up. Who's the small forward that can kick a goal for your team. So let's see what happens in this second quarter.
Let me ask you this, mate. Spring has sprung. Everyone wants a new pair of Archies. Who's on course at the moment? Who are better players for you? As the fanfare, you've got phones going off in here. That was my phone, to be fair. But who's on course to win the Archies at the moment, mate? I've got McMahon and Gray, obviously with 2 goals apiece, certainly in there.
I was impressed with McMahon, particularly that early high fly. Tommy's not really known for that, is he? He's a clever player and a good ground level player, but to launch at a high ball like that, take the big overhead mark was a great sign
Really
for him.
good lead up, very good one-on-one player, and very clever and crafty.
But to take the pack mark over his head is a great sign for him, and a real attack on the football that you might not always see if it's not a final. So, yeah, good start for Glenunga, a lot of numbers around the ball. I've been impressed with Jack Matchett at full back as well.
Yep.
He's spoilt the high ball. He's been opposed to Lysette at times. And he's probably had 6 or 7 disposals with defensive 50 exits, so good start for the young fella at full back.
If his dad comes up and says, give him the thongs, trust me, you're going to give him the thongs. Scary dude. And we're on camera 1 here, mate. Of course, there was a couple of real great nominations for the, you talked obviously about the Bianco mark of the week, Michael Ryan, but goal of the week, Sam Gray certainly in the mix there with that couple of great goals early.
Yeah, he started really well, Gray. I'm impressed with his intensity and wanting to get at the opposition.
Just like to have a look, of course, at the midfield matchup. So straight away we go. We've got West, Pridham, Davis and Kennett in there for the Rams. It's Gray, Gaffney of the Mitchell variety.
And Matt Rose is back on the football. He started on as a wing.
And Lysette, yep.
I think Matt Rose's best footy is as an inside midfielder.
And it looks like Lincoln Bennett and it's Preston Coventry Collins doing some form of interpretive dance in front of us, just jockeying for position, just out of camera now. It's very good to watch. Here comes Lysette versus West. West up too early. Lysette with a reverse Malachi back palm. Ball at ground level, bobbing around early, and we'll have a secondary ball up. Oh, no, it does. It bobbles out. This way, that way. Tully Kennett releases Pridham, who releases Davis. Davis, mate, goes along to the hot spot. It's Parsons' time. Oh, just good pressure there, and ball dribbles through for a minor score. A good centre break there to Glenunga, Adam Jeffries.
Yes, it was. And you can see West is going really early against Lysette, isn't he? And he's sort of nullifying some of those centre attacks. But I think West can compete with him if he goes at the same time. Let's see how that unfolds.
Haynes doesn't get all the kick. Wonky gets it, but horrible little handball. Kennett's been very good. Wonky gets it back round the corner. Haynes in best position. Did he touch it? Did he touch it? No, he didn't. Wonky makes up for the earlier moment. Nicked a cockroach Wonky with his first and Glenunga's 5th. And now it's danger signs for Port District.
Yeah, it certainly is. I'm not sure if Wonky was intending to snap at goal there. I think he was just doing a hat kick back to the top of the square and hoping for something.
He was having it.
But yeah, ball just kept going. And the other thing, Tommy, out there when I was there, it's quite hard, the deck. It's a fast outfield today. That ball bounced and just took off. Good goal for Wonky. Again, Glenunga just causing a turnover. Haynes would love to have his kick again, wouldn't he? Just didn't strike that well out of the back half, and Glenunga make you pay.
All the Glenunga locals, past players, shout out to some of them. Shane Copeland and the Silver Fox and all those guys. They're great stalwarts still around the club. Good to see them. Up and down, Lysette just takes possession, gets on the left, it goes bang. Here comes Batman. Oh, he drops what he should have taken, but Butters up again. He's tackled. It spills to the umpire. I reckon he got the handball, but it was kind of like death by 3 cuts, if you will. You dropped the mark, you fumbled the ball, you know what? I'm giving it, Pridham. That's the rainmaker. Dustin Hoffman would be happy with that. Big fly there. Wonky just having a purple patch. Here's Sam Gray. They need him back, getting plenty of the ball. It's all Glenunga back there. They nearly spoil each other. But it's that man, Zach Smith, your favourite defender, Adam Jeffries, taking a good mark.
Yeah, he's had a good start. Batty's he's going to have a tough day, Batty, with Zach Smith on him because he's good in the body and he's probably got a little turn of speed on him as well.
Yep. Of course, played up in Darwin a lot, Zach Smith. Very good footballer. I think he spent a bit of time at Sturt as well. Release handball over the back there. It's like a hit and hope type operation there from Sam Gray, but it goes out of play. It wasn't last touch or last possession. We'll have a ball in.
You can see Mitchell Gaffney again, Tommy, just going to Abe Davis. Davis has had a good start, but he hasn't hit the scoreboard yet, and not his total dominant self, so they'll keep with that matchup as long as they can. As the ball bobbles around, a lot of numbers around the ball again. I think it was Dwyer there with the strong tackle, and we'll get another ball up. We're getting a lot of repeat stoppages now, Tommy, which is a great sign for Glenunga.
Yeah, and a quick handball, a quick tap down. You're doing Javor. Mr. Footy Sauce Joey Haynes gets a kick, but it's met quickly by, I think, might have been Carl Avicidis, is it? They go long down the line. Haynes, again, just misses that one. Just needs to get some clear and open ball. I think he's one of the best players. Well, he is one of the best players in this league, but not a lot of space out there today. And after half-time, we come back, we're going to have scores, all sorts of scores from all sorts of finals. They're all happening all around the place, and we've got a lot of scores to give you. But at the moment, this is too tight, tense, and tough to look away from. And, I mean, how many times do we say it in Div 1 finals, Adam Jeffries? But the next goal is absolutely crucial.
Oh, Port Districts need it, don't they? Just need a settler now. It's been Glenunga's style of game for probably the last 20 minutes, so they just need to turn the arm wrestle back around and find a winner at half forward and a clean bit of play.
Yeah, and at ground level, someone else has probably tried to make it, but Port have taken possession. Sam Gray, clearly Port's best player at the moment, goes long, but you give a bloke a raps, and that's what they do to you. And big news out of Sacred Heart. It is Sacred Heart 19, Paynham 6, and 13-point lead there to the Shockaby Babies.
That's a good start for Sacred Heart, isn't it? They would have been nervous going into this game, but
Yeah,
always good
great.
to get the flying start as they go inside 50 again.
Clever. Oh, just well read there by the Port District player. Straight up the guts here, no fear. Leading it is Nick Ego. He's been very calm, composed. Goes to Smith. Smith puts it to the hot spot. There'll be a big pack of players. They fly. It bobbles around. Joey Haynes, this time he's got a bit of time and space. High up and under kick, though, gives Wisman time to get to it. He does get to it. Parsons has been great today. Accurate, quick handball to West. Just in the roll, they're over the big man. Goes along, but it's all his opposition opponent there, Scotty Lysette, who's kicking on his left. There's definitely something wrong with the right side of his body if he's kicking on his left, and did that last week shooting for goal. Here's Sam Gray. Yeah, but he's going to have 50 shades of it by the end of today. He's having that many touches. And if that's Joey Haynes over there, he's everywhere. I don't think it is, though. It's his look-alike.
No, I think Haynes is on the full-back line. They just need to clear and get some front-half football happening here now, Port Districts.
Yep. Mitch Gaffney, no, doesn't quite. They come in board, dangerous kick, and Port District should open up now. The corridor should open up. They look for the pocket. Player falls over, and he's overkicked. He's overkicked that by many, many metres.
Not sure who was it from Glenunga that turned that ball over, Tommy, but he'd be glad that ball was poked back out on the full because they're the ones that Coach Grima hates. The little dinky kick into the corridor.
Kelly Manson with a nice looking left foot down the line there. Big flyer. At ground level there. It might be Tom Carter. Ball a long way from us at the moment. They go to the pocket. Leading in the way is Carpeney. Clever. Oh, just misses the release handball. But that one was touched, I think. And we'll have a ball in.
So they need to find something right here now, Tommy, don't they? Glenunga have been forcing turnover, getting repeat stoppages.
Yeah.
Do they send Lysette to do the ruck work here and look for something, a high free kick or a snap out of this ruck? It is McKay doing the ruck work.
Batman, it's too slow for this level. That play was too slow. He's not too slow. He's not a very good footballer. Sam Gray tackled quickly. It's tight, tense and tough there. Just seeing some of the familiar faces down there. You can see the Aston family down there in the pocket. The old C-grade reptiles of Glenunga as well. A quick kick there. He didn't even take possession of that. Just put it straight on the foot, got it out, made it clever, and back quick legs of Pridham. Gets it going Glenunga's way. This is where they look dangerous. And they're in great position again. McMahon, clever, looks up. Round the body kick to Parsons. Parsons just measures it. Another. Looks like Desira. Is it? No, it's Bo Schwartz out there. Bo Schwartz sporting the pornographic mo. Goes to full forward. Oh, well worked back, Sean Davidson. Great captain's moment there for the Port District captain. back with the pack. When the Glenunga player was in the best position, just used the power of his body to cause a spoil and stoppage.
So good front and centre there, Glenunga, weren't they?
Yeah.
Around the ground, they get the contest, but they've got the numbers, and then they're back at the top of their square in 10 seconds after Port Districts were in theirs.
2-on-1, Bobbles for Chelsea. Glenunga with the numbers here. Should, again, Egar's been clever. Egar just doesn't have much time or space. Kicks it down the line. Tell you what, it's intense pressure there. That's an over-the-head snap there by Matty Rose, I reckon. Puts it out towards the boundary line, right in front of us. Quick kick here. 1-on-1, match it. Just holds the line of the ball. Jack Scott does well. Oh, he's thrown that. Umpire hasn't seen it, though. And working on beautifully there was Sam McKay. They push it down the line. Sam McKay just gives a little one out the back as well. Sam Gray, this way, that way. Left-handed handball, puts his mate under pressure though. Kelly Mansell comes in, wraps him up in a savage cocoon of terror. And the umpire says, I'll have a ball up.
Great pressure all over the ground there from both teams. Port Districts pushing hard just to try and get some territory and lock the ball in.
Yep, again, still very quick pressure. Scott Lysette just accidentally on purpose falls on the former Glenunga captain, Alex Harron. Gives him one. Alex Harron not real thrilled with 110 kegs coming down on him. It is what it is. Gets the tap, Lysette. Quick play, working through beautifully there was the Port District player. I'm not sure, couldn't get his number there. But it was, in fact, Hunter Carter, one of the Carter varieties. I think Egar doing a great job on him at the moment as they all shepherd each other on the ball. Gray, he's absolutely everywhere. Going to be coming up for about touch number 15. And they nurse him, yes. And you hear the Nathan Grom on camera. You got talked into that umpire. And right in front of the Port. Yeah. And Cockatoo Collins, the recipient. Free kick against Lincoln Bennett. They go long, they fly. Again, no real designated flyer like someone doing a McMahon type roll down there. They've got to find someone. We talked about this. I think we talked about the pre-game. There's not a big forward down there for Port District.
And this is where James Batty's struggling today. Zach Smith's so quick. James Batty normally gets the big, ugly full back on him, and he's actually got a turn of speed. Today he doesn't. So they need to find something on the full forward line, Port Districts. Yeah,
you mentioned where they're going to kick the goals. And they might have to rob Peter to pay Paul here, and maybe it's a Kenny Carpeney or one of their colleagues, maybe a Joey Haynes, I don't know, and put them down there.
Preston Cockatoo Collins has been a goal scorer, but he's playing wing at the moment. He can be a slippery matchup. He's taller than what you think.
Yeah, but they're a goal away from being in real trouble. And West just kicks that and says, there's some of that, Port District faithful, and they'll get the ball back and it'll be, it's touched. Oh, Westy knew what he was doing. A cunning and devious plan, Baldrick. And we're waiting to come on here is Dougie Gregg and Jimmy Trigarkis. Pridhamy's been great. Quick kick in front. Just too much space given to the tip rat there by Nash Haynes, and it gets him to go down. Abe Davis hasn't been his day, but again, and he's been held on. He was held, and that's why he could only go for it with one hand. He's actually within distance, and now he's definitely within distance because that's 25 metres. That is like waking up on Christmas Day and having two bikes in the lounge room.
I've got to say, that's not smart play.
What was it 25 for?
Just a little bit of back chat from the umpire. Didn't agree. And he's paid 50 there, Tommy. That's longer than 25 for mine.
50 years longer than 25?
Yes, it is. But I thought normally in this competition you get 25. But Davis
shouldn't have too much trouble with the distance now.
No, he'll kick this over the function centre behind. This is where Abe Davis is dangerous, isn't it? It's kicked a lot of goals this year, resting forward. Got the one-on-one that he was looking for, and normally pretty reliable from 20 out.
And puts it straight through the high diddle-diddle, and that is their sixth and his first. And Adam Jeffries, I've said it sort of for the last few weeks, and on the Div 1 report regularly throughout the year, this is the best Div 1 team I've seen. I was nervous coming in today because you can be made to look very foolish because there was another team who did that to me this week, except I saw that one coming. And they are super impressive.
Yeah, because they can just soak up the pressure, Tommy. Port Districts look like they're pushing hard, don't they? You can't fault their effort. They're pushing hard. They got the ball locked in their forward 50, but with Glenunga's structure, they're able to clear the ball. Abe Davis one-on-one, drew the free kick. Great play by Glenunga to just soak up the pressure and score on the counter-attack. Yeah,
they've thrown, just trying to keep an eye on that Port forward line. Watch Sam McKay down forward now. West again up and down, but it's all Lysette in the first touch. Gray, that's better movement. They'll go long. Here is the man I was just speaking of, Sam McKay, but good pressure there applied by the Glenunga defender. was Matchett. Loved his game. Here is McKay again. And yes, we'll have another stoppage. Oh, it does just spill out this way, that away. Carlo Vasidis gives up the handball in a danger area. Carpentry by the looks of it. Quick kick by Harron. He does that. His hand to foot is so quick, but straight to one of the Gaffney boys. Goes along to the hot spot, but again, working back Matchett. And you know what? I actually don't mind that. If it goes through, that's fine. Don't take a risk. You don't know what's behind you. It's Div 1 footy, and they appear in a quarter of a second. And now I can have a kick out, and I'll put it right in the middle of the ground. How's that sound, people?
He'll go really long.
And Matchett goes, boom, shakalaka! Past the wing to a player who's going to get a free kick for a hold. That's it's quick from point A to point B, isn't it? And it's McMahon. Now it's in the forward line to Davis. Ball spills. And at ground level, Glenunga in great position again. I'll tell you what, you're the analyst here, mate, but structurally they're in all the right positions and they seem to have their game plan down pat.
It's their counter-attack, Tommy, isn't it? They're deep inside their defensive 50 and they get the ball to the top of their just 2 long kicks, contest win, and they're back putting the opposition under pressure. That's what's been impressive for mine in this game. Port Districts haven't been able to lock the ball in and stop that ball at halfway and pump it back in. And McMahon, I think, has found the free kick.
Yes.
And this is, if he kicks this, Port Districts will just have to try and find something different for mine. They just don't look dangerous inside 50, do they, Tommy? 8 inside 50s for 1 rush behind this quarter.
Yeah, and that's great pressure. It was off a tackle. He's going to line up from 45. Now, this is not the toughest pocket on the ground, and this is the man who you'd want it to have it in his hands. He lines him up. The goal umpire comes near side, but he says, Michael McMahon, you are an absolute jet. One of the best Glenunga could ever get. That's your third, and their 7th. And this one is getting away from Port District.
It's a good contribution from McMahon, isn't it? 3 goals in a semi-final, playing almost as a full forward, second tall forward.
In a quarter and a half.
Yeah, and he's dangerous on the ground. Won the free kick there. And
that'll go to Harron. It's unravelling for Port District now.
We've seen Lyset. The other clubs are going to target him, Tommy, because he always just does retaliate a little bit. Not much in that, but no need to do it.
No. Long kick. Glenunga here. This is where they can kick those sort of 3 goals in 5 minutes, which they do, and they just take the game away from you. This way, that way. Took a step there. Could have been holding the ball.
We saw this here with Golden Grove earlier in the year. Golden Grove were really good in the first quarter. Then in the blink of an eye in the second quarter, Glenunga kicked 4 or 5 quick ones. So they're danger time here for Port Districts.
Yep. Just everything's coming up Millhouse for Glenunga at the moment, and the umpire says, I'll have a ball up, even though Predham dived on it. He was quickly tackled by...
You called it early, Tommy. Abe Davis spent a lot of time at full forward in this match too, so let's keep an eye on that as it unfolds.
Mm-hmm. And I reckon if they can get 8 or 9 goals up, I think you'll see Abe Davis come and get some treatment. I actually think he's done himself a little bit of a mischief, a niggle, and you know what would be good for that niggle? 2 weeks off, or a week off, or 2 weeks off. I think he'll be back in 2 weeks.
2 or 14 days between games, so he'll be fine. And he's moving okay, but yeah, certainly spending a little bit more time at full forward than we're accustomed to.
Yeah. 14 days or 2 months in dog years. All up. Harry Prosser goes for the tap. I don't know how some of these things come out of my mouth, but they do. And because we just reached a little bit of a lull at the moment, but Glenunga will be very happy with this. 15 minutes into the second quarter, 5-goal lead, and you don't see them blow 5-goal leads very often. No,
not here at Webb Oval in particular. Although Port Districts were at this margin early in the year, Tommy, did come back, so it's still a long way to go.
Yep, all ball spills out in the tackle. Tully Kennett was very good early, goes along. They just keep competing. Abe Davis knocked over, ground level. Joey Haynes with one he won again. And again, the skip, or the former skip, Alex Harron, comes in. And Sam Gray just, Bobby Schwartz didn't like that. Just gives him the old, Glenn McGrath. Just dropped the knee in maybe there, gently. But all's fair in love and war. And the quest for a spot in a Division 1 grand final. As the ball spills, working back there. Well done, Matty Rose. Plenty of pressure on the play, though. It's Cooper Gaffney. He hasn't been able to get free in the second quarter. Had a very good first quarter. And when they were up and running at him, Jeffries, it was Cooper Gaffney, Sam Gray, Scott Lysette. But
those guys can't get involved in the game at the moment, can they? No. Just a lot of ball ups. There's no flow. Port Districts can't maintain their possession. I'm not counting marks, so they wouldn't have had many marks this quarter at all, Tommy.
No, quick give there, play. He's come this way, that way. Bo Schwartz, he's kicked the belly of the ball. That is horrid.
Just a great lunging tackle just at the last second got him there. He snapped that on his left.
Credit to the Port District player. Now, long down the line hasn't done the trick here. I'm so used to seeing Glenunga just march the ball up in bits and pieces, and they've gone a different game plan today. And Porter just gone long down the line, and Glenunga have eaten it for breakfast. And it's 2-on-1, one key in front. Now they're out. They cough up a handball straight to Harron. He's got numbers. He releases Trigarkis out the back. He swings around on the right. Harron comes to the interchange. All Port back there, though. But again, just enough implied pressure from Glenunga. And that's what it's like when teams on top of you. You feel like the oval's constricting on you and everyone's closing in. But they did win themselves a free kick there. And it's looking for a DDT by the looks of it.
Much needed relieving free kick here for Port Districts. Can they just,
Carter.
again...
Oh! That should be in the back. The umpire says, I'll just play it on. I won't pay anything at all. Sorry, Adam Jeffries.
No, unbelievable pressure from Glenunga. They just don't have a split second at all to dispose of the ball, do they, Port Districts? Can't get any flow in their game at all, playing against a very hungry team at the moment.
Oh, again, Prosser to DeSera, probably only his second touch of the day, and that's an important one. That is Huey DeSera, the former West Adelaide under-18 player. He's come across, had the privilege of coaching him. Again, probably only needs 3 or 4 touches and he can do a lot of damage. And the danger signs here is a 6-goal lead, but also 6 different goal kickers for Glenunga. They can get you a lot of different ways.
For mine, Tommy, again, the transition. In the blink of an eye from D50 half-back to shot on goal, and that's been what Glenunga probably haven't been known for that so much, have they? They've been methodical, but today they're just winning those one-on-one contests. That's probably where Coach Ramsey will be most disappointed. Losing that, that marking contest, runners coming through, they haven't been able to hold them up on the turnover at all.
Yep. Nick Wonky and Ruck. Good voice out there, still good energy, but at the moment it's all Wiseman straight up and Wisman just straight up and down the chimney. They compete. Ball comes back down. He gets it back there. Shades of Kim Hodgin, 1974. And he gets it down to the man playing in front, which is the man they call the Snips, wearing my old number 23. A couple of other famous people have worn it as well, it's fair to say. And Parsons will line up for his second and Glenunga's 9th. And
Tommy, amazing. That's their first mark inside 50 for the quarter, Glenunga. So they just get you in
behave
so many...
yourself, it is not, is it?
Yes, and they get you in so many ways. They
yeah,
win free
Davis,
kicks,
yeah, free kicks,
ground balls, pressure.
They've won 3 free kicks for shots on goals, and you'd say they've all been there.
All been there.
Yeah. Parsons goes, bang, goal umpire, just does a little Gangnam style shuffle to the left, and says that'll do. Have 2 of these fingers, have 6 points, and is that another whistle behind the plate? Oh, we've lost the ball.
Okay.
We've lost the ball. Let's call it off. Let's go have a Hahn, no car beer. 9th for Glenunga. That's 5 goals, 1 to 1 point in this quarter.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, mate, what was an incredible contest in the first quarter is fizzling.
Yes, unfortunately.
Not the intensity's out there. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but the scoreboard, they're too good.
This is how powerful Glenunga are, Tommy. There's no lack of effort from Port Districts here at all. They're just they're a hungry football team, so their pressure skills are elite.
Yep.
But what they've done today, Tommy, accurate goal shooting, elite ball movement from half back to inside 50. So Port Districts are asleep for half a second, and they're back under pressure.
So Carter's gone in the middle for Port District. He'll try and spark something, and he's gone to Davis, and they do win a clearance here. It's Gray. Pushed off the ball too easy, though, is Carpeny by James Trigarkis. The young fella does very well there. Of course, his father, Con, has a yacht, so I'm always saying nice things about that family. Love a trip on it. Preston Cockatoo Collins comes on. He'll go back to his wing on Bennett, though. So again, I guess if it's not down there, there's not a lot you can do. But the transition, it's just been cut off, hasn't it? It's just, not sure what to say for Port District at the moment. I guess we need to talk up Glenunga. They are super impressive.
Yeah, for mine, there's no lack of intent from Port Districts, but they haven't been able to win any one-on-one contests, Tommy, and that's really what it's about. So the ball rotates through. We've got a bit of a weird camera shot there.
Great shot of someone's head.
But yeah, what Port Districts, when the tide's turning against you, Tommy, sometimes it sounds boring to say, but you need your good players to win some one-on-one contests.
Yep.
Win a free kick at a stoppage, maintain possession, win a ball at half forward, get a shot on goal. It's just about winning some contests. They can't win a contest
Here
now.
comes one. Scotty Lysett does kick on his right that time, but it was a little tentative, perhaps measured. Give him the benefit of the doubt. And here they go. We do want to see Port District get one here. And they go through Gaffney. Gaffney, this way, that away. Goes long down the line. We'll look forward down the line. Looks for the other Gaffney. There's Gaffneys everywhere. That was, of course, Jack to Michael Mitchell. Sorry, apologies to the Gaffney family out there.
Again, great pressure. But now what Port District, we talk about winning a contest, Tommy. So now you've got to win a contest at this and then get the ball deep inside 50 and then win another contest.
Preston Cockatoo Collins has pushed his player all the way down, but this is where Glenunga set up so well defensively, don't they? Can Port find a way through that web? And they've got a free kick now. Lyset, if I've seen this correctly, isn't going to kick this long. Gives the hands. Everyone should have been awake to it. Goes long. Beautiful looking kick. That was the flying shot from Cooper Gaffney. And he was never going to kick it. There's definitely something wrong with his right leg.
Yeah, he probably doesn't have 50-metre kick in him at the best of times, but it certainly doesn't want to kick the ball. Glenunga will have to be on to that.
Going long there. Not sure who the Glenunga player was, but goes long. Gray uses his body well. Causes it to go to ground level. This way, that away. Good play by Port District. Quick kick. That's what Glenunga have done well. They've got the ball. Bobbles awkwardly, though. Player taking high.
High tackle.
The umpire sees it. Just ran through. As we're just looking at a replay here, are we? Oh, no, we're looking at the Glenunga analytics, and they leave nothing to chance that Glenunga team. They've got stats people on the boundary line and all sorts of stuff. A few other clubs rival their work and their analytics. We'll have a ball in right there in front of the Glenunga supporters. They'll be giving some really intelligent, half-witted some feedback, sure.
Again, Glenunga giving up nothing there, even a little tick lead to the pocket. You know, the defender right up the clacker, out of bounds. Port Districts just cannot breathe at the moment.
Lyset wins the tap down quite intelligently. Ground level, though. He'll take the tackle there, Carlo Vasidis. And I'm sure you can pick that up straight away. There's 7 goals up. You'd think there's 7 goals down. Nathan Grima streaming instructions to get Carlo Vasidis on one of the Gaffney boys. Hopefully that came out in the audio. And here is Gaffney. Gaffney goes bang with that laser, but just misses the target, and it's going to be a free kick to Glenunga.
I think that's exactly what Coach Grime was on about. He doesn't want Gaffney on his own out the back of that stoppage, and I think someone just missed him.
He's got to roll up, so they will do that. They'll roll everyone up.
He wanted a forward to roll up, and Gaffney did get the ball, but he wasn't able to make them pay with the inside 50 kick.
Well spotted there by two-time KTNFL Premiership coach Adam Jeffries. He told me I had to work in the broadcast.
Just living off those grand finals, aren't I?
Yeah. Did you ever go undefeated?
No.
I did this year.
Could have.
Neither here nor there.
Deliberately threw a game late in the season.
Okay, Grima. They'll go along. Port District, ugly looking disco biscuit of a kick, and Zach Smith marks a very wobbly, I call it disco biscuit, a bit like a frisbee, the way it was spinning, and they're tough to mark. I've still got a broken finger from one of them, and Zach Smith will go long and high to the wing. Pack forms. Again, ground level, they look the goods, and it'll be Kennett. Kennett, release handball. Hits the target importantly. Might have been DeSera. Ball pinging around. It's all Port District back there, though. But again, ground level, and they overlap. Schwartz is tackled. He's gone. No, he releases. Stays up in the tackle. This way, that away. Umpire's found a free kick behind play. Might have been for after. It's at the 25-minute. And he's saying, you're not on TV now. Well, you are on TV, Tippy. He's going to take his full 30 seconds. He's going to have a ping from 50. Do you know what? His best kick will actually get it.
Sean Davison was a bit stiff there. I thought he might have got holding the ball. But then the free kick Glenunga's way, just inside 50. Difficult shot here for Schwartz. Let's see what happens.
Right on the paint. Goes long. It's near. It's close. It's gone. Good. Well spoilt there. Great defensive play there by Carter, I think it was. And Glenunga lead now by 7 goals. Graham Corn just called 7 goals the Ulster zone. I never had too much of a problem leading by 7 goals.
It's not a bad spot to be in, is it?
Yeah, I think the 93 prelim haunted him. But anyway, enough about the Crows. We only deal with top 10s, not top 15s here. So, a quick handball. Is it a Port free kick? Oh, it's a ball in. The ball was out of play, and ball in on the wing here. And in the closing minutes of this quarter, and it's...
It's amazing, isn't it, Tommy, that Ken Hinkley has more pressure on him than Matthew Nix. Just not quite right, is it?
Yes.
Funny game coaching.
We did say we wouldn't talk about that anymore. We'll move on. Of course, big shout out to the Bulldogs as well through their second semi in a long time tomorrow. We'll look forward to that one. A few ex-Bulldogs players here this game. A couple anyway. A good mark there by Alex Harron. No, he's taken it off the pack. Fair enough, and a good strong tackle. Yeah, it's Liam Modistach, who's been in front of us for a good 11 minutes, I reckon. The ball has not been on this side.
No, commentator's curse, always on the far side, isn't it, Tommy?
Yeah, Harry Dwyer also waiting to come on for Port District. I'm not sure they'll get on before the end of this quarter, as we're ticking into the 27th minute mark. As you can see that on the Sportal scoreboard. Sportal, where we, of course, record between the posts. This week we'll be looking at all those prelim finals from the other divisions, the Div 7 Grand Final, and of course the Div 1 games. This one and Sacred Heart, who currently lead my beloved Falcons. Of course, I call it right down the middle, though. Adam Jeffries.
As we see another repeat ball up at half forward. Lysette grabs the ball. Ooh, a little bit of an extra strong tackle there, but no injury done, so that's okay. Another stoppage, and Glenunga will be happy with this, Tommy. They don't want Port District's transitioning. They're going to keep them to a goalless quarter if they can just soak up another minute or so of play.
Yeah, this is ideal. Well, I think Port would take it, and probably Glenunga would take it too at this stage, so Glenunga would love one more, though, to really bury the hatchet on them, and they go long, up and under. Back Smithy spoils. You can set your clock by him, and I should have known yesterday. I went for a coffee with my mum, and she rocked up in the Glenunga jumper. Of course, I'm a former coach here, and I was like, what do you know that I don't know, Mum? She's on board, and hopefully listening today. I doubt it. Can't wait to bring all those scores from out of grounds. And it's going to be a very interesting third quarter, Adam, because it could be all said and done if Glenunga maintain the rage in the third, and then we start looking forward.
Yeah, and because it's not an elimination game for the team that's down, sometimes you can see these margins blow out. Let's hope that's not the case. Like I said, Port Districts were 6 or 7 goals down out here early in the season and did make a late charge. So let's just hang with us.
Sam Gray here, sorry, mate. There hasn't been a lot of clear possession. Thus the distracted conversations. But he goes long. And again, not to be critical, they haven't been able to hit those targets the way Glenunga have they? Just sort of Cooper Gaffney, Sam Gray haven't quite nailed
I have
those
to check the stats tomorrow, Tommy. How many team
it's a
marks?
lovely bird. For you ornithological fans out there, just a bird wandering around. Can we please get it back on the footy? Thanks, Jim. Thank you. What on God's earth was that, Hugo? Oh, nature and nurture. Big fly there by Glenunga. Ball spills at ground level. Again, Port best position. Tackled probably without it there. Or spilled free anyway. It's bobbling around. And finally getting some play on this side. Cockatoo Collins, the man they call Presley. Looked like he was tackled high there. That was Jack Gaffney. And the umpire says that was a very quiet, quick siren, almost incognito at halftime. It is Glenunga Rams 9-4, Port District 9-4. Super quick. McMahon with 3 and singles to Bowie, Schwartz, Parsons, Wonky, Abe Davis and Desira. Sam Gray with 2 goals. It's halftime. We'll be back. Stay tuned for the exciting second half from Webb Oval.
We've been housemates for, what, nearly 4 years?
Yep, basically since I started my uni degree and you got your apprenticeship.
Yeah, it's been really good. Like, it's the little things, you know? Like, one of us is always around to house it when the other goes on holiday. And one of us is always ready to help the other out of jam.
I don't know. Yeah, happen again. It's usually me. My HEC stat doesn't leave a lot of room for holidays or working transportation or food. But it's worth all the debt, right?
No.
But what about your debt?
Debt isn't a problem for me. I get paid to learn.
Get a quick and easy low-rate car loan from Police Credit Union today.
We've been housemates for, what, nearly 4 years?
Yep. Basically, since I started my uni degree and you got your apprenticeship.
It's been really good. Like, it's the little things, you know? Like, one of us is always around to house it when the other goes on holiday. And one of us is always ready to help the other out of jam.
I don't know. Yeah, happen again. It's usually me. My HECS debt doesn't leave a lot of room for holidays or working transportation or food. But it's worth all the debt, right?
No.
But what about your debt?
Debt isn't a problem for me. I get paid to learn.
Get a quick and easy low-rate car loan from Police Credit Union today.
Web Ovals. We just think Port District, they come back out first. Josh Ramsey, not much of a ranter and a raver. I'm not sure he would have given it to them, but they need to come up with a plan B. But well, they're up, as I said, against the best Division 1 team I've seen, and I've seen them all in the last sort of 20 years. And they're just, at the moment, I think Glenunga are as good as... I don't want to spoil it. I think they've won. And it's just a matter of, can they bring this rage in 2 weeks' time? So
from a coaching point of view, so I'll put Port District's coach right now. The effort for mine, I don't think Port Districts are not trying out there, Tommy.
Oh, they have an absolute crack.
So this is a problem. So this is a structural thing, and they need to look at some magnets and a way they want to play. But having said that, I don't think it would have been anything that Port Districts could have done. Glenunga are just all over them. That's fanatical pressure for local football,
and
Tommy.
they threw it at them. They kicked 2 of the first 3, and they were like, hang on a sec, but just there's sustained pressure and excellence.
I don't remember Port Districts getting 2 marks in a row in that quarter. I reckon you have to check the
there's no easy ball.
The
no,
Dartfish
let's
stats
take some
tomorrow.
time. Yeah.
I'd love to see how many team marks Port Districts have had in that first half. It would be a handful. So that's just great pressure by Glenunga. But what's been the most impressive as well, Tommy, look at 9 goals for. You look at accurate goal shooting. You look at quick transition from half back to inside 50. They're so well drilled. So when you've got a team that's well drilled and then hungry on top of that, Tommy, it's really hard to play against. But Port Districts need to find something here in this third quarter. It can dent your confidence to go out with a
premiership quarter.
Yeah, you don't want to go out with a 10-12 goal loss here. You want to find something to hang on to if they face them again in 2 weeks' time. We don't want to call the games over, but 7 goals is a long way back.
Let's have a look at some of the scores, because there's plenty happening in the Adelaide Footy League. In the other game, well, it is Sacred Heart 7-3-45, PNU 3-3-21. You'd expect PNU to come next quarter, but it's a long way back, 4 goals down away from home. And I've got all sorts of other scores as well. In the prelim final in Div 6, Eastern Park, a goal over Fitzroy. In the preliminary final, it is Ross Trevor by 8 points over Athelston.
That's a big game for coming out. That's promotion, isn't it?
That's the Div 1 promotion game, isn't it?
Ross Trevor desperate to come back up, Tommy.
Div 7 Reserves Grand Final. Para Hills are the premiers over Smithfield. Well done. Westminster, 5-point leaders over Plimpton. Could Plimpton go out in straight sets? The Div 4 prelim, scores the same there. So I haven't got time to shout out to all the people who are posting these and sharing these with us, but I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Port District have won the reserves game over Golden Grove, the other reserves game. So it will be Glenunga versus Port District, take 2 next week.
B-grade prelim next week.
At Richmond Oval. So you will see these 2 teams again. But I guess the one we should probably pay a bit of attention to, mate, is Sacred Heart. Looks like they've probably found their way again.
Long way to go in that game, but that's a great start for Sacred Heart. They certainly would have had, after a straight sets exit last year, they would have been nervous this week. And often, we talked about it pre-match, didn't we, Tommy? The elimination final winner and the semi-final losers, they come up against each other, and there's this momentum that comes from winning an elimination final, and you're feeling good. But quite often, the ladder doesn't lie, and the top teams will find their way through.
Yep. It sorts itself out by the end of the year.
Have we got a Division 3 preliminary finals? Tommy, sorry. I know we're focused on Div 1 here.
I'll give a quick shout out to Tommy Lipson, who played in Div 3 this year, who said he's enjoying the call. If you can get us we are after an Unley Mercedes Jets and, of course, Lockley's.
Go the Jets.
Score. I've got a lot of mates at Lockley's, but they'll all be probably tied up in the sponsor's product, the Hahn low carb, no doubt, having an absolute treat. So in the Div 2 Reserves preliminary final, it was Flinders Park over Ross Trevor, which is a great result for them. Still skimming around, mate, having a look around. But,
so we can see the players looking to go to their position. We can see Scott Lysett is not going to the centre bounce, Tommy. He's going to go to full forward, so that might be to save him, but it might just be to give him a target to kick to inside 50 as well. They've only taken the 1 mark inside 50 for the match, Tommy Javor have Port District. So I dare say Scott Lysett will spend a fair bit of time at full forward in the second half.
Yep.
Young Jack Matchett with the cliche match up there. Matchett with the match up. But he won't be too worried about that, and he'll get plenty of run if the ball hits the ground as well. So let's see what happens as this third quarter gets underway. Tommy Javor.
Thank you very much, Adam Jeffries. It's go time, cupcake, as Big Westy in ruck takes possession. He does that so well. Does the old Spinneroonie Booker T style. Gets it down to the half-forward line. We are straight back into the action with Cooper Gaffney leading the race the ball. Who take possession. Straight away tackled, though. There's been a lot of that. Sean Davidson takes the ball and is tackled. And it really is a rinse and repeat here for Glenunga. The pressure is up.
So, Tom, if I give you an interesting stat, if I told you the inside 50 count in the first half was 24-23, would you believe it?
Well, I would, because you only tell the truth.
But that just shows the efficiency of Glenunga
Yeah.
and the lack of anything happening inside 50 for Port Districts.
Wasn't too many repeat stoppages either. When it went in, they tended to score. As a quick chain of handballs, Davis ends up with a quick kick from Pridham. Front and centre, dangerous areas, and they've put the ball in great areas all day to the advantage of their teammate, not on their head, but giving them the ability to jump in it. We saw that a few times, and again, the 3 free kicks that resulted in goals, which we all think were there, crucial. And this way, it's pass, it's taken high, and that'll be another one. Now that time, there may have been just a smidgy of shortening. Is there a possibility Hugo Savanovic to get a replay of that one, please? Can we just have a look at that? If his knees mysteriously just ducked, and there they go.
It's a tough one, isn't it? The umpire has to pay it.
Yep.
It's clever play.
Well, you wouldn't have done it with Dave Granger. But at this day and age, it's a different game, and that's a free kick and the other shot from 35 metres out directly in front. And he puts himself in the position to win the ball, to have the shot, kick his second, and do a lot of damage there. That actually might be his third, is it?
Yeah, it's his third, Parsons, I think. He's an efficient player, Parsons. He's got a very neat shot for goal. If the siren goes and you had to pick a player to kick a set shot to win it, he's just got a very fluent ball drop inside 40. He doesn't look like he'll miss again. So it's efficiency for Glenunga today that's been what's impressed me at times last year. We called them, Tommy, and they were so dominant. They'd had high inside 50 numbers, but they wouldn't score a lot. This year, their scoring's gone up, and they were a bit like Collingwood on their charge the flag last year. They'd have a burst of 5 and really tear you apart. And that's what Glenunga have. They've done that today, and they've done it many times this season. Yeah,
Westing in goes a bit early. Lysette being brought into the ruck now. Port need a centre clearance badly, and we're going to have a secondary ball up. Of course, Sam Parsons was at North when I was there, mate. He just came into the Glenunga system halfway through the first Div 1 year and has made every post a winner, really. He's done very, very well. Angel leading the race to the ball. Oh, he's now on. Well, okay.
It'll be on here.
He's been taken high. I thought he was
the yellow card out as well, Tommy.
Yeah, okay, yellow card. I thought he was stationary. But again, we'll leave that one to.
Not sure if we're allowed to see a replay of that. The Port Districts players didn't.
Well, he's not reported. It's a yellow card.
No, they didn't remonstrate.
So if we get a replay, it'd be wonderful. But Joey Haynes is going to. I felt like he held his ground. That was my line of vision that I had.
I didn't think there was too much in it.
Joey Haynes is all right because he just hit the target. The umpire's going to call it back, is he?
So what does a yellow card mean? He can be
10
replaced.
10 minutes can be replaced.
But he can be replaced.
Yep. It's like being kept in at recess for a little bit.
And the other thing I will say, Tommy, you can always tell by the players remonstrating if they thought that was a dirty act. The Port Districts players would have taken the advantage. And they didn't really. It was just a little push and shove, wasn't it? So I think he'll be okay there.
We haven't seen much of this from Port, just a bit of control. But Tully cannot eat that for breakfast. He'll go long down the line. 3-on-1, all Port. And making a contest beautifully is Jesse Temmie. That young man has done wonderfully well. Might get it back. And that is the case. You do the hard work and get the rewards later. Probably outside his range from 51. He did take his absolute best kick, but
great composure there
why
from
not?
Nick Wonky as well.
Did all the hard work. It's great to see so many people at the ground today, Adam. It's a huge crowd, isn't it?
Has he got the journey here?
He'd take his absolute best. There doesn't seem to be much wind, but you know, he's had a half-time break. Let's see how he goes. He kicks from 51. He's hit it pretty well. Yep. I'll tell you what, we like it. The 2021 B-grade Rams Award winner, that's right, for best team man, is now an A-grade forward, and he's having a day out. Jesse Temmie becomes their 7th goal scorer. Adam Jeffries.
So we've spoken about Glenunga's efficiency today, Tommy. That's 25 inside 50s for 11 goals for Glenunga today.
15 times they've scored from 25 inches. Are you sure?
Yep, and that's tremendous efficiency. 25 inside 50s, 11 goals. Last year we saw them have 60 inside 50s and 7 goals in a match sometimes, Tommy. So every time they go inside 50, they look dangerous. It was Nick Wonky there, actually. It was just a little clever pass inside 50 and a great set shot. It looked like he was out of his range.
Just had a quick look at the Sportal scoreboard. It's just gone off screen, unfortunately. A lot of the past players, Justin over there as well, they're actually listening to us over there. So g'day, boys, near the Sportal scoreboard. As Lysette wins it, bobbles around, nearly takes possession. Pridham loved his game. You're going to have a tough job awarding some thongs today. Ground level, just running over it. The pressure again, that implied pressure. It's hard not to feel constricted when Glenunga, every time you get the ball, are all over you like a frog in a sock. Ball up here. Ball neutralised. Bobbles around. Quick kick, Tully Kent. He's done that really well today, over and over again. Probably about 10 of those type of possessions, but clearing it this time. That was Moddy Stacks, but he coughs it up. Temi again. He's been in everything early in this third quarter. Just knocks it out and says, "You're not having that one, Dougie Gregg." We'll have a reset 40 metres around, and this is where Glenunga do their best work. They'll now roll across, structure up behind the ball. So there's West sitting 50 metres all on his own behind the ball. And that's a big red man to get around. It's like Kane. And the umpire says,
no, we're going to
I'll
throw
ball
it
it
back
again. He wasn't happy with it.
You can see Jesse Temi wanted a boundary throw in that last one. It was almost a deliberate knockout of bounds because he knows that they can set up now, Tommy, and get a repeat entry, and that's their attacking weapon.
Watch for the tip route and the move here. He's dangerous.
Amazing
well done
wrestle there between Lysett and Davis.
Fellow number 9, Dougie Gregg, does well, and they get it out. They go long. But here's West, that 50 metres behind the ball. He's able to just kill it, bring it down. This time it's Port District in best position, though. But the difference being when Glenunga are in those positions, they were able to break and hit targets. When Port get the ball in that position, bang. Tully Kennett on the scene in a moment. Hits the tackle straight away.
Almost a WWE wrestling between Davis and Lysett there.
Don't you start me.
I was glad the umpire didn't pay a free kick. Just let them go. They were both wrestling. Let the two big fellas go to work.
And as we just wait for another stoppage, but a big shout out to give as well as we do get that stoppage. Thanks to Tommy Edwards, the new president of Glenunga, invited us in. I did the right thing and went in. You were off socialising with everyone. Oh, Adam Jeffrey's kind of a big deal around here as we have a ball.
Are you going to coach next year, Adam? No.
Hey, Joff, come to us. And Alec Harron, that hand to foot speed, it's brilliant. But cleaning up here and looking with the ball, was Nash Haynes. Nash Haynes goes to Dougie Gregg. Dougie Gregg goes down the line and cutting across nicely is Sam Parsons. Doesn't take the mark, but causes a stoppage in front of that beautiful oak tree there.
Did they have some nice canapes inside, Tommy? They look after you pretty well here at Glenunga.
They didn't have time and still on the new diet, mate. So I did sneak in a sausage roll today. I couldn't help myself. Ball at ground level. Here comes Pridham. Fast feet. Fast twitch muscle fibres, I think Tony Neal says for some reason. He gets it long down the line, and McMahon and I think it might have been Sam Gray just to score it over the line.
So there's nothing fancy happening here, but Port Districts haven't been over halfway in this quarter, Tommy. They have been locked in their back half and just cannot clear the ball with just the amount of people around the ball and the pressure that they're putting on.
Yeah, Davis doing the ruck work, but one down to Gray. You can't. He's just been great today, Gray. Just hasn't quite been able to link up and connect with some of the teammates on his kicks. But here's West, dances through. That man can dance. Long kick there, long kick, danger area, and beautiful mark running back there. That was Nash Haynes.
He's paid a free, Tommy. He's paid a free kick. Glenunga free kick at the top of the square.
To Michael McMahon.
Hold off
when
the
it's
ball.
not your day, it's not your day. I'd love a replay of that one, mate, because I just thought that was just a good mark from Nash Haynes.
Yeah, I think it was the wrestle that was happening underneath the ball. If we see it, we've just missed the replay there. It was a great intercept mark.
Good to see him running back with the ball, though.
I think
Hugo.
McMahon was prohibited from launching at that ball.
Okay. And McMahon goes bang with his fourth. He's the most dangerous forward on the ground at the moment. And that makes it a 9-goal game, does it? And that pretty much, I think, is the game. Glenunga, it's all Glenunga here in full control. They've kicked 2 this quarter already. And, yeah.
Again, like I
We're
said,
just going to have a look at him kick the goal from 10 metres out. Nice technique, good fundamentals, good ball drop, good follow through, good point of impact, Adam. You'd be happy with all that as a coach. And the Glenunga, they're just relaxing into their sponsor's product there. The Han, no carb, less than 1 carb, 83 calories. And later on, they'll up it and go into the Farmer's Leap Shiraz. What a wine. Padthaway's best.
always a good drop, Tommy. As you can see now, Abe Davis, I think, has gone to full forward. Sam Parsons, who's their usual full forward, will go into the centre bounce.
Sorry, mate. Sam Gray's still niggling Alex Harron. He'd niggle in his sleep. He'd like the wife would be falling asleep. Like, wake up, wake up.
It's good to see, though.
Yeah, no, that's it. He's engaged in the contest. He's trying to lift his team. And
they need a Lysett tap to Gray here, and they desperately need an inside 50, Tommy, as they will. No, again, the pressure is just
to Carter
immense.
was good, but yeah, spot on, Adam.
They just cannot get clear at all. They cannot get an easy possession, take a mark in space.
And just that little postcard right there. Jesse Temi flying 60 metres to create a contest when he didn't have to. Just wanted to make sure he created a contest. Didn't get Port any easy ball.
They won't let up to the final siren today either, will they?
Ruthless. They are ruthless.
Normally you see teams, we see it in AFL games, Tommy, don't we, where the pressure meter, it's impossible for athletes to really grind for 100 minutes and fanatically pressure the opposition.
Yep.
I dare say Glenunga are going to get close to that in this game, aren't they? They just don't drop off.
They're going to play a grand final, and they've got a guy called Declan Fay waiting on the wings, who's in their top 5 players. So someone's going to miss out. You don't want to be that one to miss out.
Yeah.
It could be one action or one act, so you expect nothing but 100 minutes of pure Glenunga adrenaline.
Coach Grima is the type that would look at those acts as well, wouldn't he? We need that in the grand final, so I'm going to pick him. So you want to be that guy that is going back with the flight, diving across the boot and causing turnover, Tommy. You're causing a turnover, so you get another scoring opportunity.
Yeah, just as we've got a stoppage here, I might just quickly remind you, you'll be giving out the Archie's Best on Ground for Dartfish today, thanks to Programs to Fit, Classic Clashes, Filming Footy, and Make Sure Ratify. I reckon the goal of the day, though, still Sam Gray. I thought his goal was great.
I'm not sure. We're not giving him a post-match award.
No, we're not. No. Just between the posts on the Adelaide Footy League network. Is that a free kick? And 50 metres? It's actually unravelling. It's Charlie Pridham, and he gives it to Davis. Davis will go bang, Willie. No, back to Pridham. Too much time. Pridham he's been smacked a couple of times today, and that Porter's still in there having a crack. And here comes Gray again. Lysek just having a rest there. Coming on for him is Nash Haynes.
Matt Rose was politely asking the umpire why that wasn't holding the ball after he knocked Pridham off the football there.
Harron goes high, and it's all Port District back there. Really good mark taken by, might have been, I'm not sure who it was to be honest with you, but he looks for and finds Gaffney. He'll try and get on that left. That architecture type kick, and does deliver beautifully. What a pretty looking ball that is. Nice little chain there to Jack Gaffney, but he turns it over, and Carlo Vitsitas will clear for Glenunga. Let's see how they go with their transition. He hits Pridham. They'll just try and march it down to their own danger area, but you see a bit more space appearing for some of these little chip kicks now as well, Adam.
I'm sure they'll take the territory now, get the contest on the wing and the numbers, which they're so good at, front and centre, and they've all just fallen over there. But that's the contest they want, and they'll get the boundary. No, we've got a last touch, I think it was.
Last possession,
not last touch. Good call, Tommy. You can't just touch it over. It's a possession, a kick or a handball, isn't it?
No, you've talked about your last girlfriend and your last touches. Let's keep it clean. The CEO's nearby here somewhere. We go down the line, right in front of good to see the marquee set up for the people as well.
Finally going to get a deep entry in here, Port Districts.
I go along, but it's in front is the Glenunga player, leading it to the ball. Zach Smith, he's been great again on Batty. Batty dropped that chest mark early and hasn't been sighted since, has he?
If you were going down to your forward position and Zach Smith was your opponent, I reckon you'd know you're in for a tough day. He's
done a hammy.
He's a bit of hamstring awareness. He's so good in the air, he can jump, but he's so quick at ground level, Tommy.
And you know what's funny is we just got another ball up there, 40 metres out. He actually is the loveliest man off the field, and then he goes on. And he's not crazy on the field, but it's just his attack on the ball, and it defies his personality. He's a very mild-mannered, quiet guy, polite, And
then he's your opponent, and he rips your heart out.
Yeah, yep. McMahon.
Away here again.
Beautifully done. Given to DeSera. DeSera on his left. Actually, it's good distance with his left foot on the run there. Port District. DeSera's going to get it back there, but just doesn't quite take possession, and it will be Carter of the Miller variety. He goes long down the line, but it's a 2-on-1. Port District halve the contest coming out this time. It's East Glenunga. Harron misses the handball that time, and that should be a free kick to Port District, and it is. It'll be Miller Carter from the wing, but they haven't had a lot of success attacking from this position today. He goes inboard to Batty. Batty's had to come up to the wing to get a kick. Maybe that'll get his confidence up. Hits inside 50. It's a nest of Rams, or a flock of Rams. I don't know what Rams come in. Quick kick. Looks to try and invent something there, and does squeeze in a minor score. And it's been a fair while between scores for Port District. Probably not really that funny if I call it a handy point, but...
Well, if you think Gray's goals came in the first 8 minutes of the game, didn't they?
Look,
Matchett
goes over the halfway mark, and why wouldn't you? But, yeah, they need to go slow. Here's DeSera. He's got one person now that's broken 40. He's gone to 50. Oh, not quite. The little fella, just not quite. Sean Davidson reading it really well there. Ruined the script. They come this way to Gaffney. I don't mind him getting the ball there. He'll go long down the line in front of us, Willie. Again, beautiful looking kick. McKay gets it off hand. Cute little kick is not effective. They crunch. Well done there. Good play by Matt Rose. He's been a bit quiet in the last quarter and a half. Gaffney will get it back, Willie. No, pushed off the ball there. Well done by Linky Bennett. to Kennett. Bennett to Kennett to Harron. The tip rat's lurking. Look out. But it spills. Again, player seems to go pretty low. Gets tackled. Umpire says not this time. That's holding the ball. And that was Sam Parsons. You get one once. I don't think you get a second one of them.
They're still talking, defending out here, aren't they, Glenunga? They're just opening up a little bit, though. Port Districts have been able to find a few marks, but not dangerous inside 50 as yet.
Gaffney. Time for think music. Again, not time to hit the target, though. And a Glenunga at ground level. How's that pick up? Flex Harron. Beautiful. Good tackle. Wonky just busts out, though. The umpire says holding the ball. And he says I handled it. Not like Nick Wonky to argue with the umpire. I'll tell you what, over-unders, how many he's going to give away is 2.5. I'll take the overs.
It's really hard, isn't it, when you're playing, Tommy, you get frustrated. But come grand final day, those little 25-metre penalties in low-scoring games, this could lead to a goal now. They're the ones I'm sure Coach Grima won't let that slip at the review.
Nope. As Alex Harron makes his way off, along with Wiseman. Kelly Mantle comes on with Pridham. Big Westie's had a nice little break.
And Ken Carpeney with the set shot from 35. Much needed score coming up here for Port Districts. And he's missed, Tommy.
No, it's just not their day. Joey Haynes has just come off for Preston Cockatoo Collins. Haynes didn't look that well coming off. He certainly seemed
took
winded.
that bump, didn't he? I think it was more winded than head contact, wasn't it?
Oh, behave yourself, Jack Matchett. That's gone 70 metres. Again, he's hit him. And again, they're out. This time they've got time. It's Chessman. No, it's Cheese, man. And he has kicked it poorly. And
again, the transition, Tommy. You talked about players playing themselves in the team. I can't see Coach Grima leaving Jack Matchett out of this grand final team. He's been really, really good defensively, but his kicking is a weapon. And if he can hold up defensively, he's a guy that's probably worked himself into an A-grade grand final for mine. Yep,
Davidson, the captain. They'll be happy that one Chris Curran isn't playing in this year's grand final because that's the man they couldn't get it past last year. Gaffney. That is just football ecstasy. And here's a pretty he's tried to milk it out there. It's a pretty average haircut, Nash Haynes, but pretty good footballer.
Looks like Jason Horne-Francis a little bit, doesn't he, with the socks up?
He's running the right way, though. You told me you wouldn't bring that game up anymore, mate.
I didn't bring the game up.
Can't wait to get a score from Sacred Heart as well when Hugo Simonovic gets a chance. And hopefully Tommy Lipson's got that Henley score for me.
Need a Div 3 prelim score, Tommy. You working on Unley Jets for me?
I am, mate. I am.
Sorry, we don't want to take away from the broadcast here, but at this time of year, there's a lot of important matches happening at the other grounds, isn't there? Yeah. As we can see, West again dominant against McKay in the ruck. Butters up the big fella, gets the handball away, and we'll get another repeat stoppage as Abe Davis signals to the bench and says, I haven't had a break yet, coach. Can I come off for a minute?
21 points the difference in the favour of Sacred Heart.
There we go.
Of course, here we are, 58 points the difference. Umpire, that's holding the ball. He's just put that on the ground with one hand. It can only be holding the ball. Carpeney goes long. Again, Zach Smith, look at him come out. Batman's going to have nightmares. He's the joker to that Batman, but they've got it this time. This way, that away. Chain of hands. Here's a shot. Beautiful looking kick. Has missed there. That was Harrison Hawkins, the Hawk, as they call him. I had a lot of stats and nicknames and stuff for Port, but they haven't really given me a chance to use a lot of them.
As Matchett again goes long, Tommy.
Well, they should probably have worked out where he's going now. And again, Glenunga win it off of each one of those, which is strange. Carla Vasilis, run. He bounces, left foot, unselfish, looks for Bennett. Stinky, Linky Bennett will line up from 35 metres out. And Lincoln Bennett today, now this is a great example. He's maybe had 6 touches. He has run up and down his wing all bloody day. Worked his ass off. Done everything Grima asked for him. And then, as they tend to say these days, I'm not a huge fan of this saying, but you get your lick of the ice cream if you do the work.
If you run all day, the ball will come your way at some point. But again, Tommy, you called it right. You can see where the kickouts are going. But Port Districts haven't got the numbers there to the centre of the ground.
And they're not the tallest team either.
So it's just a pure domination at the moment.
This to be Glenunga's 8th goal kicker, which would be very pleasing for the coach. Awkward looking ball drop. But that doesn't matter because he has kicked his first. He tends to hit the scoreboard. He's kicked Glenunga's 13th, and you just wonder what sort of damage is being done now if Port District do indeed make it through.
One of the stats I keep in here, Tommy, is where your score source comes from, being a stoppage or from a turnover for Ramsey. I've counted 4 Glenunga goals today have come from deep 50 all the way.
Yep.
And very rare in Division 1 in tight, tough games. Are you actually able to move the ball from your defensive full-back line to a score?
Yeah.
But Glenunga have done it on 4 occasions today.
And 4 from free kicks. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just, yeah.
They've only taken the 5 marks inside 50 for the game,
Yep.
Tommy, so they just beat you in every other way, don't they?
Yeah. And look at that, streaming out. Well done there, James Trigakis. His dad was at the President's Luncheon at halftime. Good to see him. And they get, well work there. They just get it back, and good pressure tackle there. We'll have a ball up about 70 metres out from the Glenunga goal, and it's been 4 goals, 5 goals. This quarter, 4 goals. It's been consistent, strong, hard at it football. For a team that was in Div 7 about 12 years ago, you can't help but tip your hat to the Glenunga Rams. They are up at 3/4 time last year in the Div 1 Grand Final. They fell just short. They're going to get another crack this year. Well, let's not sugarcoat it. They are.
Yeah.
And, well, everything points to them going one better.
I think what's been most impressive for mine, Tommy, as we see the contest at half forward, is they had about 12 players, experienced, good players leave from last year as well.
9,
But
nine of last year's Grand Final team.
But they've just topped them up, just neatly, with no big fanfare.
Yep.
And they've had some good depth through the club, through the Tommy Javor Footy Factory of the B grade.
Certainly have.
And guys have come in and played a role. And because their game style allows their role players to flourish, Tommy, that's the key, isn't it? You don't have to come in and be a superstar.
17 players playing B grade last week have played A grade this year or last year. And that's just great.
And this is their 4th year under Coach Grima, so the game style hasn't shifted. The players know what they need to do, and you could argue they've gotten better every season, haven't they? Division 2 Grand Final. They surprised everyone in 2022, Tommy. No one thought that they would be a top 3 team. Finished 3rd, although lost in the finals. Were dominant last year, bar a Prince Alfred juggernaut, and this year they're at it again.
Yeah, it's their contest, their connection. It's caused a fair bit of bumfuzzle for Port today, hasn't it?
Oh, it's caused a lot of things, and it certainly has caused that.
Yeah. So confusion, and just not sure what to do. Westy goes a nice 20-metre hit out. In front again, the Glenunga player, and they go forward, and just working his opponent under the ball there is ye old Tippus Rattus.
He's clever Schwartz in the marking contest, isn't he? He's known as a grand level player. As McMahon's being held onto here, and he's going to get another free kick, McMahon, just for holding his ground. It was there. He had his arm over his shoulder. McMahon,
he did.
He hasn't dominated.
They don't tend to get paid that often. He's had 3 free kicks today,
McMahon hasn't dominated, but lining up for his 5th in the 3rd quarter. So can't argue with that, can you? When we pick up the paper tomorrow and we see McMahon with a bag, we won't ask how he got him. No. He got him. Normally a pretty good set shot, Tommy, from 40 metres.
It's high kick. The umpire doesn't move much at all, and it is indeed his 5th as Hugo just dropped something in the apologies if that came out. And you know what? He's doing the AFL thing. I'll come for a little spell on the bench now. I've kicked 5.
And with the 4 on the bench, Tommy, you can really work the rotations harder as a coach. I actually enjoyed it coming into Division 1 finals when you had the extra and you like to use your bench. You can manipulate some matchups. You can have fresh players on the field a little bit more. And I wonder if Coach Grima, he won't because he likes to push. Would he look to rest a few of his aces in the last quarter a little bit? I don't think Coach Grima will. He'll just play the game out, but it must be tempting just to look after a player like Abe Davis just a little bit if you can.
Have a look at Sam Gray, still going at it. Love it. I love the commitment to the cause. He might get it here from McKay, will he? No, he won't. I'm going to ask you a question in a minute, mate. I'll get you to ponder it now. They're going to review this tape and listen to us talking. What does Coach Ramsey need to do? Because this is a bit like Thursday night now. How much damage has been done? A lot.
Yeah.
They've been picked apart. In the end, the first quarter, amazing. The last 2 quarters, it's been 10 goals to nothing. So, and we've got a few stoppages.
So it's been 13 straight goals for Glenunga.
Yeah, it has. Yeah. Well, that's probably a really nice way of putting it. That's why you get on the big bucks.
We've been complimentary of Port Districts. I don't think that's been through a lack of effort in that first half in particular. I think they're up against a juggernaut on their home ground at the moment. It's one of those days where nothing quite goes right. But you have to look structurally at what can we do to just open this up a little bit. The beauty of finals is, Tommy, when you lose like this, I don't even think they'll watch the tape. They'll just focus on Sacred Heart or Payneham that they're playing next week. And if they get back to play to Glenunga, then they'll look back at this and see what can we do.
Yep.
as we see, a great intercept mark there by Harron again, going back with the flight with the one arm up. No let up. Again, we keep calling out the stats. Port Districts have only had the 5 inside 50s for the quarter. Only 1 mark inside 50 for the game for Port Districts, Tommy.
I don't actually remember that, Mark. So
it was very early days. And look, if you don't mark the ball inside 50 at all, it's going to be a tough day.
Look at that tackle. Nick Wunke. You know,
he's
and
a key
again,
position player on a ground level player.
It's the intangibles, the thing you can't measure. Like they won't miss a tackle, no matter when the game is. They back with the flight of the ball. Just, you don't want to harp on too much about it, but
it's that pressure for spots you called as well, Tommy, which is key as well. So the B grade are in the prelim next week. There'll be players there who want to win, but there'll be players there who have an eye on the A grade grand final as well. So if you know as a player, if you're 18th, 19th, 20th selected, you know that. So you have to play with an edge, and that's what great teams are built on.
Flipping the coin on the question, we'll just follow the player at the moment. Sorry, I'll come back to you on that one. Sam Gray working his ass off, as he has all day. Davidson, the captain, he's tried hard as well. But I did call that Joe Haynes came off about 10 minutes ago, looked a bit winded from the bump. I think we've seen the last of him today. I think maybe they also are, as Wunke, quick snap, and in front, Ruthie Prossett doesn't get it. Over the shoulder, Pridham, bit of showtime there. And they'll probably clear it, will they, Port District? No, another snap over the shoulder. They've had it's the 4th. Davidson on the line, is it? Should concede a point. And they do, off of the Port District player's foot.
So back to your call with Haynes. With 4 on the bench, Tommy, you can afford to rest a player. Sometimes if you've got 3 on the bench and an injury already, it's very hard to stop rotating. But with 4 on the bench and no other significant injuries that we know about, I dare say a player like Haynes, who's pretty important for them, you don't want to lose him going into next week. They might rest him in this last quarter.
Gaffney, a beautiful looking kick down on the wing. Again, intense pressure applied, but good mark. They just can't release quickly, though. They want to, but they can't.
That was almost a set play from Port Districts. All the numbers, Lycett West, all came to this side. They went to a one-on-one on the far side.
Dean Hoff, just really not sure what to do with it. Comes back to Gaffney, who sent the ball to him originally. He'll now try and go across. Hits the corridor. The ball's bobbing around. They do, and then this time it is Harry Dwyer, long, but coming back with a mark there is Kelly Mansell. And that nice-looking left, he'll come out this side too. Jesse Temmie, loved his game.
I've been impressed with Temmie as well. He can play a variety of roles.
Give it back to Matchett. Matchett will have a shot at goal from there.
Very rarely they take that kick, but they know the time of the clock.
Yeah, 27 and a half, yep.
Matchett will be
and they've got a countdown clock in their box as well. Like I said, they leave no stone unturned. Matchett does go past the wing again. Gaffney, and there it is. Sam Gray will have the last kick if he wants it. Kicks it towards the umpire. And it is Glenunga 14 for Port 2-7. We'll be back after this quick commercial break with the goal kickers and the final quarter from Webb Oval.
Get a quick and easy low-rate car loan from Police Credit Union today.
We've been housemates for, what, nearly 4 years?
Yep. Basically, since I started my uni degree and you got your apprenticeship.
Yeah, it's been really good. Like, it's the little things, you know? Like, one of us is always around to house it when the other goes on holiday. And one of us is always ready to help the other out of jam.
I don't know. Yeah, happen again. It's usually me. My HEC stat doesn't leave a lot of room for holidays or working transportation or food. But it's worth all the debt, right?
No.
But what about your debt?
Debt isn't a problem for me. I get paid to learn.
You belong in blue. Apply for a career with South Australia Police.
Welcome back to Web Oval. It's all been happening at three-quarter time here.
Huddles are very close, aren't they, Tommy?
You think it's going to? You think it's going to just explode
It's
here?
going to in one big huddle.
I can't help but look at Port, and I mean, what could you say? They look defeated. Their supporters are shoulders are slumped.
I think they're shell shocked, Tommy, because like I said, this hasn't been Port Districts haven't come to play and they're really not having a crack. This has just been, wow, this team we're playing today is on, and there's nothing we can do. And there's not, even in a final, there's not a lot you can really take out of the last quarter. You want to get a couple of, maybe get some confidence into a forward or something, Tommy. That's the hard thing, right? So Sam Gray, 2 goals in the first 10 minutes of this game and nothing since. So they've gone about 75 to 80 minutes without kicking a goal, which isn't good for your confidence. So you just do want to find a little bit of confidence. Coach Grima, he won't care about their confidence, really. He'll just want to keep going because it's habits that he's built in his 4th season now that you don't let up in September, do you? You've got no mercy for any of your opponents, and he'll just be reinforcing that fact. His players have been fantastic all day, and he won't want them to let up.
Super quickly, I might just go around the grounds. It's grand final in Div 7, and it is O'Sullivan's Beach Lonsdale by 7 points over Para Hills. Preliminary final, half-time in Div 2. Who's coming up to Div 1? Well, it's the Rocks by a goal. Okay. The one you've been waiting for all day. Half-time in the preliminary final of Division 3. Your old mob, Unley, 3 goals, 6. Lockleys, 4 goals, 2. It's a 2-point ball game.
That's a good game.
Yep.
Looking at promotion, both of those clubs. Lockleys in particular, desperate to keep climbing the divisions, aren't they?
Is it going to be straight sets for Plimpton? Currently down by 13 points against Westminster.
That'd be a turn-up. They had a good season, Plimpton, haven't they?
It's a thriller. And Div 6 prelim, it's Eastern Park by 8 points over Lions. That being Fitzroy in a high-scoring affair. I'll tell you what, plenty happening around the grounds. And we'll also have that score, thanks to our good friend Hugo, from, I think we're a little bit ahead of that game, are we? We are ahead, about 15 minutes ahead. Thank you, Hugo. But it is, holy moly, is that what I think it is? Oh!
What's happened, Tommy?
I'm acting a little bit excited. Sacred Heart 48, Paynham North Union, the Falcons 42.
That's going to
be
that
means they've kicked 3 in a row.
That's going to be a good finish over at Sacred Heart. And, of course, Port Districts will be playing the winner of that match in the preliminary final next week, which we'll be broadcasting, won't we, gentlemen?
We sure will, from Richmond Oval, thanks to filming footy and all that. And, of course, Archie's Dartfish programs to fit classic clashes. Filming footy, make sure, ratify. Oh, I'll tell you what, might have to have a farmer's leap between now and then.
Might have a glass tonight too. Might cook up a bit of pasta, Tommy. How's that sound? A bit of bolognese and a glass of red.
Katie's on the tools tonight. So, of course, heading home for Indy's birthday, her 7th birthday. Big shout out to my beautiful princess. As we have a ball up to start the final quarter of this one.
Just quickly, Tommy, Scott Lysette starting on the bench. I don't think we'll see him again today.
Don't think so either. I don't think we'll see him or Haynes. I haven't checked if he's out there or not.
No, Haynes came to the bench as well. So I dare say you've still got 2 rotation players. I think you'll wrap them in cotton wool for next week's preliminary final.
Port and Paynham would be interesting, wouldn't it? Wowee. Could Paynham come from 5th like they did in 2015, only to lose the grand final after leading at 3/4 time? Yep. I didn't cry. You were crying.
Mighty Goodwood Saints.
Yeah, I know.
With a 7-goal last quarter.
The late, great Shane Tuck.
Yes.
Was unstoppable.
Handy acquisition, wasn't he?
Yes, Westy out of the ruck. Does that dance step. Goes long and flying. Michael McMahon. Kicking for his 6th, mate, and also kicking for what I think might be a pair of Archies.
Yeah, he's in the running, isn't he? They've just had an even performance. It's such an even performance with Glenunga. And I was going to say in the 3rd quarter, Tommy, Glenunga have done this without Abe Davis. Dominant today, haven't they? You know,
I don't
he's
reckon
been serviceable, but
less than 20 touches for the first time.
And I don't think he scored just the 1 goal. McMahon has kicked another one.
That's his 6th. Yep.
It's a big bag in a final, isn't it? I know he.
It's a huge bag when your opponents kick 2 as a team.
Yeah, so he's kicked 6. He's capable, isn't he, McMahon? On his day, I think he kicked a 7 out at Teacher Gully earlier.
He
this
did, yes.
season.
Of course, played plenty of footy at North, and then top up at the Crows, but came here when they were in Div 5 and was really the catalyst. He was the star for the 3 in a row. They won 5, 4 and 3.
Mm.
And now he's just a good role player as he's gotten older. But I remember Michael McMahon in the old under-18s competition in the SAV. He was one of the great players and probably was someone that thought he was going to get drafted at an early age. He was a real jet, a real weapon in the SANFL. And as he's gotten older, he's settled down and 6 goals.
Loves the punt. Like no one. Once they used
Gamble responsibly.
No, gamble responsibly. He used to bet on Hungarian table tennis. Like loves the punt. Anyway, we digress. Here's Batman leading Zach Smith in the race to the ball. Even the ball's not kind to him today, and Zach Smith will get it somehow. Good pressure though, high up and under, up the chimney, but falling down and finding it is Port District in the form of, it might have been Harry Dwyer. Sway that away. They've got a forward foray here coming. Oh, nice fly. Good attack on the ball there by Port District. Swings around his right foot. Could this be a highlight? Oh, Glenunga, I tell you what.
They're just mean, aren't they? They're like a mean older brother, Glenunga, aren't they? They just give you nothing.
Nah, yeah. Throw him a chip or something, would you, Rams? Yeah, smother there. That's Ruller. He'll drag you for that.
Sure, Kelly Mansell would love to have his time again. I love the reaction from the bench. No mistakes. He doesn't want any mistakes. Habits.
No.
It's all about habits leading into another grand final for Glenunga.
Yep. Quick kick there. Great player. Might have been Parsons. I'm not sure. Could have been actually Temmie. And it's all Gaffney here. Look at that fly. Oh, what a footballer. Over Cheeseman. Sorry, I'll get there one day. Filth, fly and filth. Ball bounces awkwardly, but having no problem with it there is Matchett. Probably his first bad kick of the day as he laced out Dougie Gregg. This way, that away. He has a bit of support there, and they'll clear through Deinhoff. Deinhoff this way. Comes towards Matty Rose, former South League player. Overlap run in the middle here. But again, questions himself. Ends up going back to Rose, and that'll give all the Glenunga players time to filter back. And we'll move to the monitor there. Again, good contest there, coming in and supporting him. And it's almost like you're never alone in the Glenunga backline. There's someone always there to support you, Adam Jeffries.
Yeah, and it's the pressure on the ball, Tommy. You know, it's you credit to the Glenunga defenders, but a lot of dirty ball comes in, we call it, Tommy. There's no lace-out passes today. Dirty ball comes in, and the Glenunga defenders are on you.
Yep. Taking out the rucks, Matchett. Left-handed handball. Nash Haynes does well, gets it to his teammate. They get it forward, inside 50. Can they make something of it, though? Coming out, Zach Smith, head of steam, left-handed handball, beautifully done to Kennett. Kennett looks inboard to Pridham, loved his game. Pridham's normally a beautiful user. You watch him burn it now. High up and under to the tip rat. I reckon he gets a bit of a falcon. But front and centre is a Glenunga player taking possession. That, of course, is Temmie. Just takes the tackle.
He's found himself in a few marking contests today, Schwartz, hasn't he? He's competed really well.
Yeah, Kelly Mansell just coming off for a break. Having a bit of by-play with the Port District bench. Often got a bit to say. And it was interesting there from Deinhoff. Interesting to see the tackle count today as well. Both teams have certainly had plenty of ferocity on the tackle. Ball bobbles around here. Danger signs, but they should clear it. Couple of handballs, and they'll measure this one now. Just march it out a little bit, but misses the target. Well done, Harry Dwyer. Harry Dwyer runs. He shakes. He breaks. He gives. Gives it to Milicata. Milicata will measure the kick. That's a better build-up to Davidson. They've put him down forward. They're trying something. I don't mind it. Long down the line, though, to absolutely no one in particular. I'll get another go. Inside 50 here. One-on-one battle. Gray nudges his opponent under the ball, but it's Zach Smith, and that's just that. Doesn't look like he's got a strong build, but he's deceptively strong.
He's probably taller than what you think too, though, Tommy, isn't he? He's a great player to have in your team. I said if I was coaching a state team, he'd be one of the first players I'd pick because he can play that third tall defender perfectly. And the opposition, and if the opposition goes small, he can go small. Great player to have in your team.
Parsons with 3 down at full back now. It's just a great versatile option. There's Batty down the other end of the ground. Yeah, the Hoff, they call the Hoff. The Hoff gives it to the Gaffer. Gaffer overlap run. Building something now. Starting to look better. Some better patches here. That was Rose. Rose goes to Carter. Carter inboard. And they have first a real connection of 4 or 5 possessions that I can remember in the second half.
It's only their second mark inside 50, Tommy, for the game. So if you knew that stat in the last quarter, you'd be pretty happy if you're Glenunga, weren't you? But the game, I don't want to call it junk time, but it's just opened up a smidge. And Port District's about to just get a couple of bit of ball movement and a nice mark inside 50.
Harry Dwyer.
To Dwyer.
Yep, 35 metres out. Right, I'm right behind him here, so I'll get a good look at this one. Deliberate approach, nice ball drop, good connection, good follow through. Absolutely no problem at all. He kicks their third, his first. And a little bit of, I don't know, would you call it wallpapering over the cracks or...
There's not a lot to gain, Tommy. Even if they win this last quarter, they're not going to walk off happy, are they? But you just need a little bit of confidence, don't you? You just need a couple of, especially for their forwards, Tommy. Forwards live on confidence. So, you know, if you've gone all day without touching the ball, but if you can, you're going to feel a bit average going into next week. But if you can just kick a couple of late goals, take a mark, set a goal up for your teammate, you'll just walk off with a little something to build on into next week. That's really all you can do.
Look at that civilised affair there with the grapes and the cheeses and that's Jack Matchett's dad right there, the roughest man at Glenunga.
Just sitting having a Chardonnay and a cheese.
Chardonnay, madam. I ran into Mr. Wonky at halftime. He was pretty happy as well. Of course, dad of Nick.
Only the one Wonky this year. There was 3 in last year's grand final.
Mike's running, so you could argue
the
there's
runner,
2. Yeah.
and what a runner he is. Shout out to Mike, Ken Farmer medalist.
3-time.
3-time.
3-time, okay.
One of the great characters and full forwards in the competition for the last 20 years.
You know his story from the under-18s is Cooper Gaffney leads it over the boundary line. Have you heard his under-18 story?
I think I know this story. Is this the 99 goals
99 goals. Kieran McCassie chases him down in the goal square, running dope and goals, takes the piss a bit, PI-5, I should say, and breaks his leg.
And finished on 99 goals. Well,
got drafted. That's how he's such close mates with Nathan Grima. Both got drafted to North Melbourne.
I remember he was a dominant junior player.
He was big too, wasn't
he? Yeah, he's a big boy.
Pridham will cast down the action. Awkward looking kick, but puts in the hot spot. Davis, he's had a lot of that today, just that wrestly possession. Taking it ground level. He's tackled beautifully, but releasing the handball was Harron. Flying shot. And minor score to Glenunga. And the energy and excitement has gone out of the game. Are you
just looking at Abe Davis there? He's a little bit sore, Tommy. I think you called that. I don't think he's seriously injured, but I dare say early in this game he just copped a little something where it's a little twinge.
He's running like he's got a tack in his shoe. Yeah. It's like a pebble in his foot.
They'll need him. It won't be this dominant in 2 weeks, though, Tommy, will they? So they'll need him fresh in 2 weeks' time.
And just well done, Sam Parsons. Just made it his. They release. Quick play there. Was Matt Rose down. Nick Egar, is it? Oh, he's taken. Is he? No. Okay, a bit of overreaction for me. Yeah. Maybe not. Might have got him in the shoulder.
I think the umpire, he might have just been blindsided there. It looked like a classic head over the ball, head knock. Probably got 6 weeks in the AFL for that and no free kick here.
Credit to Jack Scott. I reckon I've called his name 3 or 4 times today, but he's been on Tom Carter, and I haven't called his name much either. No. And that's what your job is. If everyone plays their role. Yeah, Big Westie just gets dumped. There we go. Quick chain of hands there. Gets it out to Gaffney. Gaffney goes forward. It was Mitchell Gaffney. The ball spills at ground level, and he just says it's not real. That it's junky looking almost. Quick kick out of the way. They actually, and again another awkward kick. Sam Gray will tackle. He does, but they release and they just get it out and make it someone else's problem. In front there, well done, was dying off. The Hoff as they call, but. Now they run. DeSera on that left foot, high up and under. No one forward of this ball. Bennett gets it. He can go. Linky, stinky Linky. Everyone's favourite. Bennett goes with the left, tries to be clever, but Port will clean it up through Jack Gaffney. Gaffney, kicks an ugly kick to McMahon. Oh, wow. Why would you give it to Michael McMahon? He says that's 7 from number 27. And a Budapest table tennis fan, he has kicked his 7th.
Wouldn't have called that pre-match, would we? We didn't think McMahon would bog up with 7. Like I said, he normally kicks his 2s and 3s and just plays a role. But when it's your day, he even had time. He fell over, stood up. It's backyard footy type of stuff. I'd love to see the stats again. I reckon McMahon's had 7 kicks for the day. I don't remember another disposal around the ground. I don't remember him missing a shot on goal. And we spoke, Tommy, there's a big margin here. I'm sure in 2 weeks' time it'll be closer. The efficiency and goal-scoring accuracy, they want a guy like McMahon with the ball in his hands because he's going to put him through the big sticks. 16 goals, 6 today for Glenunga.
77 points. And it just speaks volumes to where they've had their shots from, that they've been so efficient.
Well, they don't go out wide, do they? They get the ball to the dangerous area, 25 out from goal as McMahon's going again. Good spoil
again at ground level. Temi, great spot, running through at pace, making the play, and the quick kick, dangerous kick, and they do well there. And Batman going all the way down there, James Batty.
That's good coaching by Coach Ramsey, though. If you're James Batty and you stay at full forward the whole game, you're not going to be feeling great. Come up the ground, get some disposals, feel good for next week. I think that's a smart move.
Don Hoff, you might be able to hear on our audio effects. Hoff. It's not Justin, it's Alex. Goes to Batty. Batty doing, as you said, quite well back there, getting some touches. If he had his time again, I bet he wishes he holds that chest mark, though. Maybe they kicks that early goal. Things change. There's Jack Scott, again, just getting his little lick. Just peeling off his opponent, Tommy Carter, there. There was no check of the leg. He'll go along. We might a bit of TV time, old Jack here, boy. Former Centrals and North Adelaide Reserves player. Good spot there. That was Nash Haynes. I've liked his game in a dial. What a smother. Tully Kennett. Tully Kennett's done stuff like that all day. It's been fantastic. And what a... Is that...
McMahon
that's not...
again.
Michael McMahon lining up for number 8. And I'll ask you a question without notice that neither of us know the answer to. When was the last time someone kicked 8 in a Division 1 final?
I won't know the answer to that. I would say it's been a long, long time ago, Tommy. There's normally such low-scoring games, and if a full forward bobs up and kicks 3, he's had a good game, right? In Division 1, 3 or 4 goals is a bag these days.
Even in the Goodwood Super era, they didn't have the big forward.
Had a man, Eric Kells, used to kick a few,
never
but
really
I don't think he kicked 8.
No. And McMahon isn't going to kick either. Terrible kick, get him off. And look, last week, mate, I was so wrapped with our commentary in the game, and I went home and I watched it again. I flicked off, and I can't say I'm going to watch this whole one again. I watched the first quarter again.
I think the other thing we probably want to do in this last 10 minutes, we're a little bit ahead of the other games, but we certainly want to keep everyone abreast of what's happening at the other venue. Good mark. Well done, Sammy McKay. So Port Districts, Tommy, they're going to play the winner out at Sacred Heart today versus Paynham. So Glenunga are looking forward to what's happening in 2 weeks. Hoff had plenty of the ball today. What I will say as well, though, mate, is not once today could you say a Port District player shirked the issue, hasn't gone in hard, hasn't tackled. Look at that contest. They have cracked in and thrown everything at Glenunga, and that's what makes this even more impressive. They've beaten, well, the second best team in the comp. Harron goes along. Where's McMahon? We're almost on McMahon watch now. Here comes flow through Temi. Who'll give the handball. Desira, is it? No, it's Cheese Man. Holding the position. They're trying to protect the ball drop was... Oh, but it spills. It's just that curled back inside the post. Just a quick score update at 3/4 time at Sacred Heart. Sacred Heart are 5 points up, Tommy Javor. 3/4 time, 5-point ball game. That is as Port Districts get the quick play on from fullback. As they come out across the wing, still plenty of pressure on the kicker. As we just lose sight of it. They've got the ball to half forward. It's Miller Carter with the ball. Sells some nice candy, actually, to Pridham. He won't enjoy the replay of that.
Candy shot, but misses the kick. And they've done that too often. That last connection kick just hasn't hit as Trigakis comes out. And that's what they've done well.
And the other thing they're doing, Port Districts, is they're just leaving Sam Gray at full forward out of harm's way a little bit in this last quarter as well, Tommy. I thought Sam Gray tried hard in the first half. Certainly didn't disgrace himself.
He's been Port's best, for sure. Donoff's probably the other one for me that's we had to go. Westminster look like they're going to go through the grand final. 17 points up over Plimpton. Red Dogs, straight sets. And this is the one that you want. And you are not going to want to know, mate.
Mighty Jets, how are the Mighty Jets going?
At 3/4 time, the Mighty Jets are 3 goals. 8 Lockleys. 8 goals for.
That's game over.
Yep. That one is at Richmond as well, as the ball right in front of us there. And he keeps it in. Nice little bit of play there. Looks for and finds Rose. Rose down the line. Good play there. Good connection, but very, very wide. It's Jack Gaffney. Gaffney looks for the lead-up player. Pushing the back there, but nothing doing from the umpire. Gaffney will get it, but Dwyer, will get it back. He could be the 4th Gaffney, though, Dwyer, couldn't he?
Yeah, they look a little bit the same. So, Port Districts again inside 50, but no connection with their forwards at all. Kicking inside 50 off the back foot.
3/4 time at Div 6. It looks like Eastern Park will play Salisbury next week. They're 4 goals up. Thanks to Kylie Lennon for that one.
So Eastern Park will climb a division, Tommy, that means. You win the prelim and up you go.
Yes.
It's almost sometimes in these grades, Tommy, we're calling Division 1 where there's obviously no promotion to Division 0, is there? But
there is relegation.
There is relegation, but those preliminary finals are almost as big as the grand finals, aren't they?
It's two grand
They're-
finals.
Yeah,
almost.
it's winning and then it's promotion for the next year. So they're huge games, those prelims, and tough to get through. See a fierce tackle again. 16 minutes into this last quarter. A little bit of junk time occurring. So, yeah, we will keep an eye on the scores at the other venues.
Yeah, 79 points the difference. It's uncanny.
Not
Yes.
what we thought. We said pre-match, Tommy, didn't we, that we thought that... So if Port Districts are the one team capable of coming out here and beating Glenunga, and Glenunga are 79 points up, they're a fair way ahead and they're going to go into the grand final with a lot of confidence, aren't they?
Yeah, they've still got to win it, but all things point to or potentially, and like we said earlier on, that the loss to Spock was a good one, because you don't want to try and do the 20-0 season because it's such a rarity. It certainly hasn't happened in Div 1, but yeah.
Only takes 2 seconds to get
Yeah, we'll be all right. Here you go, just trying to assert control on Jeffries, just gets told where to go. Sit back down. Oh, good mark there. Oh, not paid. No, nothing doing there. It just hasn't been Port's day. And overhead snap, left-footed overhead snap, ambitious. Overhead handball. Here's Gray, is it? No, and it's smother. But that, oh, and again, kick falls fortuitously.
They're just a mean
Wisman.
ex-girlfriend, aren't they, Glenunga? They give you nothing.
Who hurt you, man? Oh, it's Jesse Temmie. Jesse Temmie's covered a lot of ground up and down, and I'm sorry, I should recognise that, man. Is that Nick Egar? No, it might be Temmie. A long way away from us. They go long. That's Niskahus. Niskahus goes high up, and oh, what a fly! Normally that's Wisman when it's flying, and it was. Back to Pridham. Very recognisable. Gets on that left. Comes in board. Hits the beautiful little 45, which opens up the ground to the next left footer. Alex Harron. High up and under. Port in best position. They'll fly. And a beautiful mark there by Sean Davidson. He's certainly tried his best. It's been coming in thick and fast there, but you couldn't fault him. Hasn't lost too many one-on-ones today. Ball will bounce and bobble around. Calavasitis just does enough. Ducking his head into it is Nick Egar. And I'll tell you what, don't touch the moneymaker of that handsome man. He'll get up. Nothing untoward there from Dougie Gregg. And Jack Matchett having a go in ruck now against McKay. Ball spilled. McKay gets his own tap. Kicks it long down the line. Right in front of me. And again, they've done all right down on this line in the last quarter, but you have to question, this is a bit like dancing with your sister this quarter. It is done and dusted, and you're not going to get a lot out of it. There's the tip rat. Oh, dump late. Umpire took a long time to pay that.
Might have got talked into that one.
Oh,
The old talked into it.
I think the tip rat's body might have gone just a smidgy limp, and McMahon will take it down here and go, thanks, tip dog. Yep.
It's amazing sometimes as a forward, Tommy. Sometimes, sometimes
just
you
know,
try your
yeah,
guts
yeah.
out as a forward and the ball never comes your way. Sometimes
Yeah.
you just stand there and the ball comes your way. And Michael McMahon's had one of those days today.
There's a famous final where I kicked 1 goal 6, mate, and the world was just against me that day. McMahon from 40. Lines it up. He's lost his kicking boot now, and that's out in the full. Yeah, and I get reminded all the time. Run down twice in the goal square. What's my day?
But McMahon might have got a bit of cramp, or he might have a sore foot from kicking so many goals, but he might be looking for a spell as well.
Yeah. Oh, once you've kicked 7 and it's
Yeah.
coming down, I'm not sure you want to spell. And again, this is just Jack Matchett going into ruck as well. Just to firms, I don't think Matchett comes out of this team.
No, there's no way Matchett. If Coach Grima leaves Matchett out of this team, I'll be very surprised. But he knows what he's doing. He doesn't need us telling him. But I've been impressed with Matchett.
I think it's dangerous to suggest who he might leave out, but I see 3 candidates. I think out of respect we won't mention them on air, but I'd suggest that as far as we have a ball up, yep, it's going to be him, or it's going to be him. I think probably him.
And hopefully, like I said, Glenunga appear to have no injuries out of this game. They'll have some sore bodies, but they'll have 14 days to prepare, won't they, Tommy? So they'll be fine.
There's Matchett. So it's a miss kick that's gone 45. Again, Davidson. Gee, he works hard. He's a good captain, Davidson. He doesn't give up. You go into battle with that man. Dwyer being held. Umpire needed to go to Specsavers. Jimmy Trigarkis does well. Long kick down the line. Looks for Prosser. Prosser's had a very quiet day.
Yeah, we haven't called him a lot, have we? He's given the...
Dad Steve and Mum Ruth would definitely be watching, though. Huge fans of between the posts and the Div 1 wrap. And
The good news is for Glenunga, they don't need everybody to be at top of their game, do they? They just play such a style as long as everyone's sticking to structures and competing. So Harry Prosser sat under a lot of high balls today. Hasn't been able to mark them, has he? But he just brings the ball to ground as long as he doesn't get outmarked.
Yep. He would become the 9th goal kicker for Glenunga if he can kick it. It's a tough kick. And it's going to go slightly across the face and be spoiled through. And I think they were 16-5. They've now rattled on 4 or 5 points now. 5 points, Glenunga. They've just lost their way a little bit, but
A few junk time misses, but again, Tommy, when we get to grand final day, we'll talk about a million things pre-match. If Glenunga kick accurately, it's hard to see them losing, isn't it?
oh yeah. Yeah, and we said that today, actually, didn't we? It probably hasn't made a difference in the end, but, you know, they're 9-4 at half-time. You're like, well, then I don't think they're coming back from
So
here.
they're those craft activities, you know, if I'm over the next 2 weeks, you can have a million shots on goal. Practice under
Batman.
fatigue.
Yeah.
As they go inside 50, Batty looking for a late goal.
Yeah, and it's just a bit of a change down there. They've got Yui Jasira down there on him, which is interesting. And Yui Jasira just punches it out. Leading in the race, though, it's Carter. And
So
the
we've got a free
umpire
kick.
says, free kick. That's what happens when you present yourself to the contest. So, he'll have a shot from 40 metres out. It's from the Will Civic pocket. Did see Will today.
Tom Carter, I think it is, who's won the free kick.
Yep. Number 31.
And you'll look for a consolation prize, you call this, Tommy?
Yep. That's in the last 8 minutes into the
Sacred
final
Heart.
quarter. It is Sacred Heart 55. The Falcons, Paynham North Union 49.
It's going to be a close finish there, Tommy.
Port District be hoping it goes to extra time. And extra time again. As Carter lines up, 40 metres out on a 45-degree angle. Umpire does a bit of work and he says, no, Mr. Carter. That's Port's 8th behind for the day. And look, there's not too many ways to dress it up now, mate. What's that? 11 scoring shots to 26. What's the inside 50 count? Have you stopped keeping it?
Lost it in the last quarter. Unbelievably, though, Tommy, it was even at half time.
one
And
difference
so that's
there.
what's been impressive for me from Glenunga is their efficiency inside 50, which wasn't always there last season. I think they've worked on that, not necessarily with personnel, but with method. And they've been a lot more potent this year. I reckon, I don't have their points for or against, but they've scored more this year than they did last year, Tommy. Their points per game have certainly gone up. And
There's
with
been a hunger, and I don't think we can underestimate the input West has had in allowing them to control midfield and stoppage.
Yeah, I agree. And he does give a great target around the ground, Tommy, as well.
Yeah, the bailout, and because he tends to get double teamed on the bailout, and then it opens up the angles for the 45 and the laterals.
And those medium-sized players like Parsons and that can float across the pack, don't they? Because everybody's worried about Big West, who's a big man.
Let's look at some better players today, mate. I think McMahon's kicked 7. I dare say he'll be walking
very
out here with a
even.
pair of Archies, but Parsons with 3 goals has been great.
And the one in games like this, Tommy, you look for who did it when the game was up for grabs.
Yep.
You know, who did it in the first quarter, who did it. I like Zach Smith early in the game.
Zach Smith is the best defender on the ground.
He did it early when his team was under the pump and Port Districts were going inside 50 a lot. And that's probably why I like Jack Matchett's game as well, Tommy. I thought he held up at full back. I wasn't sure. Like I said, I've liked him as a forward.
Batman with a flying snap.
Batty gets
And
on the
again,
score sheet.
nice little consolation prize there. And I think we're just about to have a look at the Port District bench. Are we with Jimmy? Let's see, I'm not sure they're going to be celebrating that one too much. But again, getting front and centre and to think what might have been. Just stayed in the contest, kept his feet, turned, was clean with the ball, dropped it on and...
Not a big thing, but James Batty's had 6 or 7 disposals in the last quarter and gets a goal, Tommy. So he'll feel good going to next week's preliminary final, and that's all Port Districts could really take out of this last quarter. They'll be a bit shell-shocked, Port, but the beauty of finals is, Tommy, they don't have to dwell on this. As soon as the siren goes, they'll get on filming footy and have a look at the other game, and they'll just focus on what's next. If they do get through and have to play again against Glenunga, they'll look to this tape and see what they can do better, but they won't worry about it until that point.
I'll tell you who else we need to talk about, and that's Harron and Kennett. So we talk about Davis all the time. Harron and Kennett have been the 2 inside the clinchers who have controlled the midfield today.
Yeah, and
25 touches each, effective possessions,
And-
and there is the siren. It is full time as Adam Jeffries exits the box. We just have a look at Nathan Grima. Congratulations to the Glenunga Rams. They are off to the Div 1 dance. 16 goals, 10 beats 4 goals, 8. That is a 74-point victory to the Rams. Let's have a look at the goal kickers for Port District. Sam Gray kicked their opening 2 goals. Harry Dwyer and Batty just a moment ago. Whilst for Glenunga, it was Michael McMahon with 7, Sam Parsons with 3, and individual goal scorers to Bo Schwartz, Nick Wunke, Abe Davis, Hugh Desira, Jesse Temmie, and Lincoln Bennett. Well, where to from here? Let's have a look at the better players for Port. Sam Gray, I felt, was clearly their best player. Sean Davidson tried very, very hard in defence, and I thought the Hoff, Alex Steinhoff, gave his all and had plenty of the ball. Lysette early was very good. Apart from that, I am struggling to come up with too many, as you would expect in a 74-point finals win. I hate to give the old all played well for Glenunga, but they were a pretty intense unit today, in no particular order. McMahon, Parsons, I've just mentioned Kennett and Harron were outstanding. West gave his all day. Zach Smith was the best defender on the day. Abe Davis probably had his colours live. We're just looking at the highlights as I'm going through these best players. Jack Matchett was outstanding. Nick Egar, very good. Jesse Temmie, excellent. It's not too hard to find 10 or 11 better players. And as we're just having a look at a selection of Michael McMahon's goals here, kicked probably, I think, 2 or 3 points in the last quarter, but when it mattered, had 7 straight at one point. Probably only had the 12 touches for the day. Yeah. So we're having a look at some of these highlights again. And there's Sam Gray. Beautiful goal from Sam Gray early. At that point, yeah, bit of byplay there with Kelly Mansell. And it was very tight. But in a moment, I think we're about to throw down to the great man, Adam Jeffries, with our best on ground with a beautiful pair of green Archies.
Here, Boundary's side, well done to Glenunga today. 80-point win in the second semi-final. They now have 14 days to rest up for the grand final. We're down here with Michael McMahon, who kicked, I think we'll call it a lazy 7, or hopefully we're allowed to call it that. 7 goals in a final shouldn't be underestimated. Michael McMahon, well done on 7 goals.
Yeah, thank you. I think half of them just fell in my lap. I took a couple good grabs, which was nice, but I reckon the rest of them was just the teammates getting forward, and I was just in the right spot at the right time.
I think, yeah, you set your day up, mate, with that first goal. With the big fly, you're not always known for that, are you? You haven't been able to get off the ground as much with the injuries this year. But tell us about that first mark. You attacked that and you got your confidence going early.
Yeah, actually, Alex Guy said during the week we got to practice jumping at the ball. So we did that for about 30 minutes. And the first chance I got it and grabbed it. And, yeah, all year I haven't been able to get off the ground, so it was nice. Gave me some confidence.
No, well done. It was a fantastic mark, and sometimes in footy, the footy gods look after you after that when you hit the footy like that. So 7 goals. Missed too late, could have had 9, but we won't worry about it. So let's talk about what's going to happen moving forward now. 14 days to the grand final. Will you guys train hard and then rest? Will you have match sim next Saturday? Tell me what the next week or so looks like.
Yeah, we'll do recovery tomorrow and then train hard Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and then next Tuesday. Nothing changes. We bring the pressure at training to make sure we're prepared for everything that comes in a game, and we showed that today. If we bring the pressure, other teams, you know, and we try and train receiving the pressure so we can handle it in the big game. So we'll keep doing that.
Yeah, I don't think Glenunga will change anything, guys. Well done to Michael McMahon. 7 goals in a second semi-final. Unbelievable. 80-point win to Glenunga. Good luck to Michael. Good luck to Glenunga in the grand final. I'll throw back to the combox. Cheers, guys.
Thank you very much, Adam Jeffries, and congratulations to Macca there. Takes his total to be in the mid-30s now for goals. Of course, missed plenty of footy, and not a bad return at all. Probably with his output and the missing of games, probably won't be a Team of the Year candidate, but gee whiz, there'd be you could probably feel a little bit unlucky because the boy can play, and again, some of his highlights are fantastic. Quick snap around the body, and you say, oh, that's just a basic snap, but clean, the ability to put the head over the ball, head in the hole, and again, comes another highlight, quick hands. Nick Wunke looks for the pass just out of the reach there of Joey Haynes, and fortuitously bounces through, and well, look, it was all Glenunga, mate. Yeah, good interview there, Adam. I thought you were pretty good. And look, we've been winding up, I reckon, for 20 minutes, so I'm not sure what else there is to say.
Yeah, there's not a lot really you can say. What's weird about today's game for me, Tommy, is one thing. When you look at that scoreboard, you say, oh, Port didn't have a crack. Port had a crack.
Yeah, they did.
And Glenunga were too good. Happy for Michael McMahon. He just explained. He's had a few injuries through this year, and they've had to nurse him through the year, Tommy, but which is when you're 17-1 on the ladder, you can nurse your players through, and he's in a good position now, Michael, where he can kick 7 in a final, and then he gets a week off to rest a sore body, and then he can go back out I was wrapped for him. Like I said, he took that big mark early, and it sets your day up, Tommy. Sometimes as a forward, you can't wait for the game to come to you. You've got to go and take it, and he did with that early mark, and then won some free kicks and some snaps through the day and kicked accurately.
Yeah, and again, it's been hard to lipstick on a pig as the game has fallen away. But I'll tell you what's happening. Are you looking at Sacred Heart and Payneham? Port District may well be playing Payneham because the Falcons have come from 4 goals down and currently lead by a goal.
And they're about to have another shot on goal.
Payneham
as well,
having
Tommy.
a shot on goal. Ring a ding ding. But the Fouts could be the thing.
Still 7 or 8 minutes to go in that game, so not all over for Sacred Heart yet. So you said during the call, Tommy, what do you do if you're Port Districts? You actually, like I said, you just scrub this game from your memory. You go back to it if they get through next week's prelim, but all that Coach Ramsey will do now is focus on either Payneham or Sacred Heart.
Yeah, we talk about the first quarter, and they were unbelievable, and they're up 2-1. But at the end of the day, it was 4-2 at quarter time. Glenunga managed to get the game back on their terms. And
so that's why Glenunga's efficiency was important, Tommy. So I keep the inside 50 numbers. Port Districts were at 9 inside 50s to 4 at one point, so they were dominant. But what Glenunga did from those first 4 entries was kick 3 goals, 1. So, and which hasn't been their way. So I've been impressed with their efficiency this year. Like I said, they haven't invested and recruited a superstar forward this year, have they? They've just been better with their method, and I think their forwards have done a lot more craft, and they've got the ball into more dangerous positions, and they've certainly been a higher scoring team this year without letting any of their defensive pressure go at all. So, complete performance today from Glenunga. Port Districts, they earned the right with their big win last week to get 2 chances at the grand final. They're going to use it up next week.
Yeah, beautifully said there, beautifully done there, Adam Jeffries. We will have the song for you in just a moment as well. I think we're also going to have a look at our gorgeous faces, Adam Jeffrey. And I don't think I didn't notice your haircut, and I know you noticed mine.
It's finals time.
Pretty sharp stuff going on there.
Try to keep things sharp in September.
Because you do get up and about for it, don't you?
During the winter, I was coming to the broadcast in my trackies and my beard, but now...
Professional now, got the slacks on.
Now, got my jeans on, have a shave. But it's a good time of year, Tommy. And like I said, there's exciting games at the round the grounds. This game wasn't the exciting game we were hoping for, but it's still an important game, wasn't it? So well done to Glenunga. Port Districts, good luck in the prelim.
Yeah, it's just a matter of who are they playing now. And, they've beaten Sacred Heart. They probably want Sacred Heart, don't they, at a neutral venue? But Payneham are coming in.
Payneham are now 18 points up, Tommy, at the 19-minute mark. You'd
suggest that it's going to be Payneham and Port District. And I'll tell you what, if it's a Glenunga Payneham Grand Final. The Tommy Javor Cup.
Would you be able to call? I might take lead role that day.
I'll start slapping myself.
You'd be like Bill Laurie when the pigeons came out.
Wendy.
So, we might have to monitor that. But
Do you know what I'll be if that happens? I'll be bum-fuzzled.
Oh, dear. I think you will be. So, like I said, we've sort of lost track of this game. But at the other venue, 18 points up Payneham Norwood at the 19.5-minute mark. So
we're having a good time. The Port fans, I'm sure they've switched off, so they're probably not having a good time. But you want to be respectful. But, look, I've got a interview now with Abe Davis that will be shown on Between the Posts. And thanks to everyone involved in Between the Posts and all the media stuff we do. The team today as well was a great team. The man with the hardest job is Elias on the roof. Sits up on the roof all day.
Up in the elements.
Apparently it's not a hard job, but I don't want to be up there. Of course, Jim, our roving cameraman, he and Hugo, the editor, whilst we just sit here and get to watch great football games and make somewhat half-witty remarks and hopefully add to the broadcast. And it was a really, really exciting game for probably the first half, and unfortunately it was really obvious early in the third.
Got to call a spade a spade. Glenunga too good.
Yeah, Glenunga too good. I was closer.
I said Glenunga 12 points, you said 13, it was 80.
Yeah.
Can you imagine in the pre-game broadcast if I said, Glenunga by 80?
Yeah, 74.
I tipped Glenunga by 80.
Yeah. I still think Grand Final day, what I will say about Grand Final day, it's at Nord Oval, Cooper Stadium. I always know it's the parade.
It'll be a different game, Tommy.
Dimension's not massively different to Webb, though. It is bigger, slightly bigger. But they just ran up against probably the most star-studded lineup we've ever seen last year. This year, that Port lineup it also star-studded, but they've got their measure. So it's Glenunga's premiership from here, I think. Now, are we ready to go to the song? We're going to go, for all you Glenunga Rams fans out there, we're going to head straight over to the song in the Glenunga change rooms.